are called senior loan consultants, and each one has been trained by me to help you and your real estate agent work as one team to deliver the one and only thing that matters, winning. So if you've been losing with your flimsy bank pre-approval, trade up today to a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and a Lombardi-level game plan. And if you're just getting started, why not start with the best? Click on the blue button today and get started with your winning game plan at accunet.com.
V5-0-FUM. We smell the blood of San Franciscans.
Swing and a drive. Deep left field. Alvarez staring. Two more for the crew. Owen Miller with a two-run home run.
The Giants are in Brew City starting tonight at 6:05 on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Thursday, May 25th. The longtime Milwaukee manufacturer closing up shop.
I'm Eric Bilstead, back to work in Slinger.
I'm Brandon Snod. Miller and Company sent Houston packing with yet another loss.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Everything's looking pretty good out on the roads. Not seeing any incidents or any delays for that matter. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Pretty decent day today. Some early clouds and then afternoon sunshine. Still a bit on the cool side with a high of 64 degrees inland. A few degrees cooler near the lake and mainly clear tonight. Low temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s near Lake Michigan. Right now we're at 47 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after nearly a century in Milwaukee, Master Lock is shutting down its manufacturing plant, 32nd and Center. United Auto Workers Union telling TMJ4 News, Miriam McCarr here, that hundreds of employees will be out of a job by the fall.
According to the union, Master Lock told employees that they will stay employed until October and operations will completely ramp down by March. That's 330 jobs lost. The union's local chapter says they're shocked by this decision. Master Lock was founded 102 years ago right here in Milwaukee, and the UAW says the facility on 32nd and Center is one of the last manufacturing companies standing in Milwaukee.
Former President Barack Obama visited that plant a decade ago and highlighted Master Lock's Made in America products during his 2012 State of the Union speech.
The pallet company in Slinger, where a massive fire took place earlier this week, says it expects to be fully operational by the end of this week. The fire at Oak Creek Wood Products prompted authorities to shut down I-41 Sunday night. Smoke has been billowing from that site for days. Now, the company tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that the total damage from the fire is significant. However, the vast majority of its products were not affected. The fire originated in a pile of mulch.
Another Wisconsin sports team looking for money from the state budget. Two state lawmakers asking that the budget include $2 million to help pay the cost of Green Bay hosting the NFL Draft in 2025. That money would cover just a portion of the estimated $7.5 million it's expected to cost the Packers. The measure proposes that Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation give a grant to Experience Greater Green Bay Corp. Packers estimate the draft could generate some $94 million in economic impact across the state. The state is also being asked to assist in the funding of maintenance at American Family Field.
A memorable announcement for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's officially declared he's running for the Republican nomination for president.
I'm Peter King. It was supposed to be unconventional, but for 20 minutes, it was unlistenable.
I was super excited to have Governor DeSantis make this.
CEO Elon Musk was repeatedly cut off when the system crashed. Moderator David Sachs.
Here, thank you for putting up with these technical issues. I think we're definitely breaking new ground here.
University of Central Florida politics professor Aubrey Jewett calls the rollout a disaster.
But I don't know that it will be the end of his campaign by any means.
He says some people may give DeSantis credit for trying something new. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
Travel rush for Memorial Day weekend is already underway, with today being the busiest day of this holiday at the airports. ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
42 million Americans are expected to travel over the next several days, with 3.4 million of them taking to the air, and passengers are bracing for big crowds of anxious travelers. Two people were arrested at baggage claim after this brawl at Chicago O'Hare's airport Monday. And after so many staffing, weather, and technical issues in the industry, the question is whether airlines are ready for the summer season. The number of people hitting the roads is up only 6% from last year, despite much lower gas prices.
Coming up, breathe less, live more. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
Live life to the fullest. Hey, you hear that all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. QC Kinetics gives people all around Milwaukee their quality of life by providing much-needed relief for chronic joint pain, and not just providing that relief, but doing it in the most non-invasive way possible, using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. So where is your joint pain? In your knees, your hips, shoulders, maybe your back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain, directly applying healing properties where you need them the most. No surgery, no downtime, no steroids or harmful drugs. And patients are raving about the results. So what does living life to the fullest look like for you? Well, finally being able to exercise or walk the dog, maybe enjoying time with the family, or just working your job. Whatever it is, don't wait another day. Call QC Kinetics for your complimentary consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Give them a call. 414-285-3474.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Outdoor Living Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Sometimes saying, I've got a guy, isn't convenient when you need a lot of different people for different needs. A roof guy, paint guy, interior remodel guy, J&J Contractors do it all. With top-of-the-line quality craftsmanship that's all custom or semi-custom.
In addition to full interior remodels, J&J Contractors' skilled and certified team members use high-quality materials for all of your exterior needs. Roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Contact them today to schedule a consultation. Just Google J&J Contractors.
If you're looking for the finest of furniture finishing and heirloom restoration, by golly, it's Mullally. Mullally Furniture Finishing and Repair. Serving everywhere. Quality counts. MULLALY finishing.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:06.
Brewers win the series. Go at it again at American Family Field tonight. Brandon Snide looks ahead in sports at 5:15.
The strongest typhoon in decades hitting the U.S. Pacific Island territory of Guam came in Wednesday night. The storm tearing down trees, walls, power lines, flipping cars, pushing a dangerous storm surge ashore as well. Now, the early scope of the damage, difficult to ascertain yet, with power and internet failures making communication very difficult.
Microsoft warning about a Chinese cyber attack.
Microsoft says a Chinese-sponsored hacking group called Volt Typhoon has been spying on a wide range of U.S. critical infrastructure organizations.
What these hackers were doing was going old school and only using Microsoft commands to move around the network. And that's a lot harder to detect.
Intelligence analyst Alan Liska.
These attackers aren't going after, everyday users or small businesses or anything like that. They're going after a very specific set of businesses and organizations.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
A new study giving some odd advice on living longer.
Apparently, the key to living longer is to breathe less. That's according to scientists at Massachusetts General Hospital, who discovered that living in a state of hypoxia or low oxygen can increase a lifespan. They tried it on mice and found those breathing air with less oxygen lived about 50% longer. Experts say oxygen deprivation won't necessarily work for humans, but researchers say there's already evidence that shows people who live in states with a higher altitude do tend to live a few years longer. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Coming up, it's the reply all of texting. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
While you're navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
Checking in with Debbie here on the roads, just about 10 after 5.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. We've got light volume around the area, full freeway speeds, and no incidents to speak of just yet. So we're in good shape. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: early clouds, then afternoon sunshine. Still cool and breezy with high temperatures in the upper 50s near the lake, mid 60s inland. Mainly clear tonight with lows dipping into the upper 30s to mid 40s. More sunshine and pleasant for Friday with highs in the low to mid 60s near the lake, near 70 farther inland. Sunny and beautiful for Saturday with highs in the low to mid 70s. More clouds for Sunday with highs in the mid 70s to near 80 degrees. And by Memorial Day, mostly sunny with highs in the mid 70s to near 80 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
In Milwaukee at 47 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
It's about 11 minutes after 5 on this Thursday morning. If you're up with us at this early hour, I imagine that's probably typically part of your routine. It means you probably go to bed a little bit more on the early side. Is that a fair assessment,
sure,
right?
Sure, for those who get up early to work or do whatnot.
So do you put your phone on Do Not Disturb when you go to bed?
I do not. I have it up and running.
And we can't, right?
Right.
Because we have the kind of work, and maybe you have this as well, like where it's not an... It's entirely likely that we could get woken up at night with something that actually is urgent.
Yeah, potentially something that's earth-shattering,
right.
or news
Need you to come in.
and hey, get in early, hey, heads up, hey, FYI, someone's sick, any of that kind of stuff.
Also, I have that fear that I won't wake up. The alarm. I got 3 alarms set on 3 different devices, but just in case, what if Eric, it's 4:10 and Eric is like, "Where's Vinny?"
Yeah, sure.
So
then
you need to be able to call.
Wake you up.
Can't have it on Do Not Disturb. But because of that, then the text thing is still operational. And I have my text on silent but vibrate mode.
Me too.
So when that thing goes off in the night, it's...
Are you immediately waking up to that? Every time?
I'm late for work. So what drives me nuts is the group text where there's 15 people on it. A guy the other day changed his phone number. Texts a group. I think it's maybe one of the tennis groups I'm in. We're in this league and you need to make sure everybody's connected. Hey, guys, got a new phone number. Okay, great. For the next 20 minutes, virtually everyone responds in the group to all. Thanks, got it.
Thanks.
Okay, made the change.
Sounds good. See you next week.
Stop. Just change the number. Right. Nobody needs to know you got it.
It doesn't need to be a reply. I mean, don't they even say that? Don't the email people even say, like, you don't need to reply back, thanks? So that also applies to the texting.
That and... the late night text. I got Cass texting me about pickleball at 9 o'clock at night. Come on, Cass, when do you think I go to bed?
Oh, man,
Mark Cass, our partner over at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
I'm going to schedule a text now for you to send you something at midnight.
Schedule it?
I'm just going to send you a picture.
Why would you do that? Only make you miserable. It's 5:13 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Advent founder, Dr. Madan Kandula.
If you were formerly breathing properly and we just plugged your nose up, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it for a few minutes. You're not going to like it for an hour. You wouldn't stand it for a day. If we're talking weeks, you're going to be clawing at the walls to get that thing off. And if we're talking months to years to decades, many of our patients are basically walking around with clothespins on their nose and they don't know any difference. They've never experienced what life is supposed to be like when you breathe properly, and so for them, they feel like it's normal. It should be no surprise that many of the folks that we treat have downstream conditions. So if somebody's nose isn't working properly, if somebody's throat isn't working properly, they're not breathing properly. And when you don't breathe properly, it creates problems for your body.
When you breathe well, you live better. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment today.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Wisconsin's own Weniger Compressor has been in business since 1932, breathing new life into businesses all throughout the Midwest. Weniger Compressor, the Midwest air compressor experts. Available anytime at pressureisoff.biz.
Weniger Compressor.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
Following a tough road trip, the Milwaukee Brewers returned home this week and took down the defending World Series champs 2 out of 3 games on Wednesday afternoon. That continued. The Brewers pitching another shutout and got some help on the offensive side from the Wisconsin native at the plate.
1-2, still on Miller, the pitch. Swinging a fly ball out to center. Back Myers, still back, loading track, and gone again for old Miller. A solo homer for the Fredonia native. 3-0 Brewers.
Jeff Levering on the call right here on WTMJ as Miller and company beat Houston by a final score of 4-0 to secure their 27th win of the season. Adrian Hauser got the start, and he was magnificent, tossing 5 1/3 scoreless innings for his first victory of the season. The Brewers are now winners of 3 of their last 4 and will look to continue their winning ways as they get ready to host the San Francisco Giants for a 4-game series that begins tonight at American Family Field. That first pitch is set for 6:40. Over to the NFL, where in Green Bay, OTAs continue on today, and all eyes will continue to focus on Jordan Love, the first-year starter, showing his head coach, Matt LaFleur, that so far he has all the intangibles to help lead this team heading into 2023.
I just think the way he's matured as a man, the control that he has within the room, out on the field, I think that he maximized his opportunities these last couple of years in terms of just learning from one of the greatest to ever play this game.
OTAs will wrap up today in Green Bay and resume again on May 30th. On the ice, the Florida Panthers clinched their berth in the Stanley Cup Finals with a win and a sweep of the Carolina Hurricanes. This one by a final score of 4-3, and the Admirals, they will begin their best-of-7 Western Conference Finals in the Calder Cup playoff series tonight in Palm Springs. The puck will drop between Milwaukee and Coachella Valley at 9 p.m.
Coming up, we like some of them more than others, but we don't like any of them very much. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
There are heroes among us who run toward danger rather than away from it. We call them first responders. This is Steve Scafidi, proud to tell you WTMJ is partnering with Educators Credit Union to honor police officers, firefighters, and countless others who work every day to protect our families and loved ones. Tune in all this week as we recognize these heroes during Salute to Service Month.
We're just regular people just like everybody else, and we truly want to make a positive impact.
5 special nominees will share their incredible stories during my show.
A wiser way to build your wealth.
A wiser way to build your wealth starts with choosing a financial planning firm that is fee-only, because it means they work for you. Fee-only firms like Financial Strategies, Inc. don't work for a bank or brokerage firm or an insurance company or mutual fund company, because we don't want our decisions for your best interest compromised in any way. We work for you, and only in your best interest. And fee-only means the success we care about most is yours. Ask your advisor, are you 100% fee-only for 100% of your clients 100% of the time? If they answer no, get a second opinion. I'm Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., a fee-only, comprehensive financial planning firm. And I believe we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Hi, it's Mary Ann. Spring weather is certainly unpredictable, but at Heiser, our prices aren't. Find the perfect vehicle on our lots, or we'll help you special order one. You'll get upfront pricing, no hidden market adjustment fees, and we have inventory under MSRP. Stop in or shop online at Heiser.com. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
Traffic is sponsored by Smart Spaces. Adapt to the modern workplace. SmartSpacesWI.com.
How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
Creating technology, great culture, spaces that people really want to come to, attract talent, and keep that talent.
SmartSpacesWI.com.
Checking in on the roads here, almost 20 after 5. What do you see, Deb?
We're looking good right now, Vince. Road conditions are just fine, super light volume, and everybody's moving along at full freeway speed, so we're in good shape. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast is about as good as it gets as you come up on the holiday weekend here. Early clouds today, then afternoon sunshine. Still will be a bit on the cool side and breezy with a high of 64 degrees, a few degrees cooler near the lake. Mainly clear tonight. Lows in the upper 30s to low 40s, depending on your proximity to Lake Michigan. Friday looks sunny and pleasant. High of 70 degrees inland, cooler near the lake. Assume that's the case here through the rest of the storm team forecast. Sunny and beautiful on Saturday, high of 76. Sunday, partly cloudy with a high of 80 and 80 degrees for your high on Memorial Day Monday under mostly sunny skies. Right now, 47 in Milwaukee. 5:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Thursday morning. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis officially declaring his candidacy for U.S. president in a rollout on Twitter. How'd that go, Eric?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Pretty good?
Man.
There's 382,000 people going. All right, great. So let's see. So things keep crashing, huh?
Yeah, everything's keep crashing. That's them just talking amongst each other. Elon Musk and DeSantis and others.
Online, so it's service is straining somewhat.
Yep, it's straining a little bit. So this is what you heard for a bit.
Your on hold music.
Oh yeah, so
your candidate launch is important to us. Please remain on the line. You are 17th in line.
So yeah, a lot of stops and starts there for a bit, but they did get going eventually, and he did announce that he is running.
Running for president of the United States to lead our great American comeback.
So it did work out. They had quite a few people on that site, which is what they wanted, of course, to get people on that Twitter Spaces site, which I am a little surprised that they had so many problems, though, to start for several minutes, not like for a minute, because you knew this was coming. Like, you knew this was going to happen.
He didn't just show up and be like, hey, let's go live on Twitter.
Yeah, no, like, yes, we've been talking about this for days. Everyone was anticipating it, so to have that go down was a little odd. Then there's Trey Gowdy on Fox News later who got an interview with the governor.
I can't promise you that I won't crash, but Fox News will not crash during this interview. Governor DeSantis, if you broke Twitter, my daughter and the Kardashians are going to be very upset with you. I don't know if that's what happened.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
That's a good lead-in.
Right. So all things that end well, I guess. It worked out for him at the end, but yeah, it struggled out of the gates there to get going.
So DeSantis in. And here's the takeaway this morning for the Marquette University Law School poll. Nationwide survey just out today. It examines the race for president. We like some of these candidates more than others, but we don't like any of them very much. The unfavorable ratings for some of the major contenders here, not real good. I'll share with you a few other takeaways. Head-to-head nationally, President Joe Biden versus the two leading Republican candidates. This is a survey among registered voters. Asked if you had to pick either President Biden or former President Trump. Trump at 52% versus Biden's 47%, and that's outside the margin of error of just about 4%. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, who just officially announced, as we said, head-to-head with President Biden, leading that poll 52 to 48%, so right on the margin of error. And this is just some of the troubling news for President Biden, whose best case for re-election so far has been, yes, but I can beat Trump. Right? That's been okay, we know Democrats aren't real excited about their sitting president, but he can beat Trump, but he can beat Trump, but he can beat Trump. And he's upside down, at least head-to-head with Trump in this poll. It's a pretty small sample size, fewer than 1,000 voters, nationwide surveys. So this really doesn't account also for the state-by-state electoral math. Remember, when we get into the presidential election, you got to win states. So it does you no good to rack up, if you're on the Democratic side, to wrap up huge margins in New York State or in California. And the same thing for Republicans in traditional Republican strongholds. Doesn't matter. You win the state, and then you move on.
That's why Wisconsin is always at play and always so important.
So all that said, though, let's look at independent voters here specifically. So these are the swing voters who will turn this election one way or another, assuming the Dems ultimately vote for their nominee and the Republicans vote for theirs. So your hardcores all right, I like this person, I don't like this person, but whatever, that's our nominee. I'm going to get behind that person. And then you have that group of people in Wisconsin and across America who kind of swing back and forth. I don't vote for party, I vote for the candidate. And they'll turn the election. Unfavorable ratings for President Biden among independents, 66%. 2/3 of independent voters have an unfavorable view of President Biden. One caveat there, they're favorable, unfavorable, and don't know enough. So those were your options when asked about President Biden. You view him favorably, unfavorably, or you don't know enough. Among independents, when asked about President Biden, 12% said they don't know enough. What do you need to see? He's the president. Been president for 2 years?
Yeah.
And was in Congress for 638 years before that. He's been around.
Yes.
This guy ain't new. I don't know. This Biden, I got to learn a little bit more about. What do you need to see?
Don't know if I like the cut of his jib or not.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's
cut of his jib. Yeah. I love it. Who uses that now?
Eric.
Independents.
Yes. Let me see. Worse for former President Trump, his unfavorables among independents. Now, he's popular among Republicans still, but among independents, 73% unfavorable rating. Governor DeSantis does best here with a 44% unfavorable rating, though his don't know enough rating is also highest at 37%. That's fair, at least for him. Unless you're super plugged into politics, probably don't know a lot about Governor DeSantis at this point. Again, he just officially declared yesterday. So I'll give you some room there. Republican race stacks up this way. So this is among Republican registered voters. Nationwide survey, Marquette University Law School poll just out today. 46% of Republican voters would choose Trump as their nominee, DeSantis next at 25%, and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley at 5%. The others all just sort of also rans below 5%.
That's amazing to me.
And here's something else, Eric, that's going to, maybe it'll surprise you not. Head-to-head, it's Trump 52-48 over DeSantis. So asked to pick between the two, Republican voters choose Trump over DeSantis 52-48. Interesting to note that number in November, Marquette University Law School poll just 7 months ago, DeSantis over Trump 60-40 among Republicans.
So what do you think that's all about? Ads? I mean, Trump's been in the news a lot. I know he does have a lot of anti-DeSantis ads running.
Lots happened in the last 7 months, right? Maybe some, pushback against the legal entanglements for former President Trump that he uses to his advantage.
I was going to say, so you push back, and that makes you maybe more popular for re-election?
More to know about DeSantis? We'll see. That's your Marquette University Law School poll just out this morning. News about your money, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down nearly 260 points to 32,800. NASDAQ closed at 12,484. That was off 76. And the S&P 500 at 4115, down about 30 points. For a deeper dive of the markets, listen to the Annex Wealth Management SWOT podcast wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Welcome back to Ask Hasslis. I'm Weston. What's your question?
I'm a numerologist. What's your favorite number?
48. Because right now at Hasslis Mattress, you get 48 months interest-free financing on our 3 most popular Tempur-Pedic mattresses.
The number 48 is associated with stability.
Like the stability and comfort of Tempur-Pedic.
Abundance.
Like the abundance of sleep you'll enjoy with a Tempur-Pedic mattress from Hasslis.
Prosperity and wealth.
Because you get a $300 MasterCard Rewards gift card with your select Tempur-Pedic purchase.
The number 48 is a sign that you have chosen the right path in life.
Just like you can choose your favorite Tempur-Pedic mattress at Hasslis without commission-hungry salespeople breathing down your neck.
Really?
Yes.
Do you deliver?
Free next-day delivery.
I think 48 may be my favorite number, too.
Enjoy 48 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic at Hasslis Mattress. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at hasslis.com.
Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in Wisconsin. Their staff will show you why it's no secret that everyone from personal trainers to professional athletes loves Top Fitness. Their superior customer service can help you reach your fitness goals. Save big during the Top Fitness Memorial Day sale going on now. Take up to $800 off Inspire Home gyms, racks, and cages. Snag up to $1,300 off Precourt treadmills and ellipticals. Take up to $2,500 off True treadmills. Plus, save over 50% on select Spirit treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. Fitness is their passion. Top Fitness carries a full range of gear from the best brands. So if you're looking for a complete home gym design or some simple weights, a Top Fitness store is the perfect place. Also available, professional delivery, assembly, and interest-free financing. Stop by the Top Fitness Brookfield location on Blue Mound Road and online at topfitness.com. Top Fitness, your best choice in home fitness equipment.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem is powered by Weniger Compressor. American patriotism made in Wisconsin. The 4-H Showcase Singers. On Wisconsin's Morning News. What do you have in traffic, Deb?
Well, we got an accident now, westbound 94 right at Calhoun. We got the 2 right lanes blocked, and things are starting to back up a little bit through there. Otherwise, the rest of the system looks great. Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A breezy high of 64 degrees today, cooler near the lake.
Still no deal on raising the federal debt ceiling. Congressional Republicans are demanding spending cuts in any agreement, but first, they're going on holiday break with the default deadline a week from today. Lawmakers told to prepare to return to Washington within 24 hours if a deal is struck. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis in a glitchy Twitter chat with Elon Musk announcing his campaign for president, and he took a shot at his top rival, former President Trump.
Governing is not entertainment. It's not about building a brand or virtue signaling. It is about delivering results.
Trump called DeSantis' announcement a disaster. ABC News learning DeSantis won't kick off his campaign in Florida, but in Iowa next week. The Memorial Day weekend travel rush is already starting. 42 million Americans expected to take to the roads, rails, and skies. Tomorrow, the busiest day on the roads. Gas prices about $1 a gallon less than last year, though. But watch out. There's a storm of wind, rain, and weather moving up the East Coast from Florida to Virginia. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 531.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center this Thursday morning, after nearly a century in Milwaukee, Master Lock is shutting down its manufacturing plant at 32nd and Center. Hundreds of people will be out of a job. TMJ4's Elaine Rojas Castillo.
As of right now, details are still very limited. We're working to learn more about what happened, but the United Auto Workers local chapter says that employees were notified yesterday afternoon that they'd only have jobs through the fall. The union says that Master Lock said that the plant will eventually cease operations next year and that employees will stay employed until October, until operations completely ramp down by March of next year, leaving 330 people without a job.
As the Milwaukee Brewers look for funding to help maintain American Family Field and looking to the state lawmakers to help with that, another Wisconsin sports team asking for money from the state budget as well. The Journal-Sentinel says 2 Green Bay area lawmakers asking that the budget include $2 million to help pay for costs of Green Bay hosting the NFL Draft in 2025. 2 state reps say the money would cover just a portion of the $7.5 million in expected costs to the Packers. Now, the measure proposes that Wisconsin Economic Development Corp give a grant to Experience Greater Green Bay Corp. The Packers estimate the draft could generate more than $90 million in economic impact across the state of Wisconsin.
A man in the care of the Milwaukee County Community Reintegration Center in Franklin died by suicide on Tuesday. The office of the county executive says Antonio Bonacorso was found in his cell without a pulse, wasn't breathing, result of an apparent self-harm incident. CRC and WellPath Care employees were able to restore the pulse, but he was taken to the hospital where he was placed on life support. He succumbed to his injuries on Wednesday. Racine County Sheriff's Office is investigating.
The pallet company in Slinger, where a massive fire took place earlier this week, it happened on Sunday. It expects to be fully operational, though, by the end of this week. The fire at Oak Creek Wood Products prompted authorities to shut down 41 Sunday night in Washington County. Smoke could be seen billowing from that site for days as they let it burn out. The company tells the Journal Sentinel that the total damage from the fire was significant. However, the vast majority of their products were not affected. This fire originated in a pile of mulch.
Coming up, remembering the queen of rock and roll, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:34.
Matt had just moved into his first apartment and needed furniture to fill it, but he didn't have a big credit line. So I told him about St. Vincent de Paul. There's always a nice selection of gently used furniture there, and sometimes you can find some really cool retro pieces. And the best part is, it's always super affordable. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores for first-time furniture buyers or anyone looking for great deals on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. Type of roofing company I trust, one that would gladly tell me I don't need to replace my roof. Tri-County Contracting offers roof tune-ups that include inspection, replacing missing shingles, new rubber collars, new caulking, and more. Affordable? Yes. $650, all homes, all sizes, period. Trust Tri-County Contracting's roof tune-up. Trust 45 years in Wisconsin. Trust your roof will once again protect you and the ones you love.
I'm certified financial planner Tony Drake with Drake & Associates. If you're retired or looking to retire soon, have you developed a strategy to minimize or eliminate the taxes when you start pulling money out of your IRA or 401k? If you haven't, then you have a very vulnerable plan because taxes are going up in the future. And if you look at the spending our government does, taxes could rise even more. Find out what's missing in your retirement strategy by requesting a copy of my Retirement Ready Toolkit that's loaded with materials designed to help protect you from taxes. Call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982 to get your free toolkit today.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
If you're looking for the finest of furniture finishing and heirloom restoration, by golly, it's Mullally. Mullally Furniture Finishing and Repair. Serving everywhere. Quality counts. MULLALY finishing.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:36.
Brewers get a series win, and they go at it again tonight at American Family Field. Brandon Snide looks ahead at 5:45.
Heads up traffic. Of course, we're keeping an eye on the situation. I-94 westbound at Calhoun, couple of lanes blocked. We'll check back in with Debbie Lazga here coming up in just a couple of minutes.
A lot of people who live in Guam still without power and utilities after Typhoon Moir tore through that remote U.S. Pacific territory, ripping off roofs of homes. Vehicles flipped over, trees shredded, no immediate reports of death or injury. The typhoon, the strongest to hit the territory since 2002.
A music legend passing away.
Known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, Tina Turner performed at Summerfest twice, once to a sold-out amphitheater show in 1997, and before that at a side stage for 4 shows in 2 nights in 1983.
A lot of people hadn't really seen her live before that, and I'm telling you, she was just a dynamo up there. It was just something to watch.
Former Vice President of Entertainment at Milwaukee World Festival, Inc., Bob Babish, tells WTMJ about watching Turner perform and seeing her backstage.
Pleasant and polite and just nice to be around backstage.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
And for me, it's be good to me. I ain't got no use for what you loosely call the truth. What a great line.
Good line.
5:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Remember those books where you decide what the characters do?
If you choose to slay the dragon, turn to page 34.
Oh yeah, I love those books. Well, the Simply Yours sofa from Penny Mustard is kind of like that.
Oh, sure, because you choose your own features.
Arm style, cushions, back, legs, finish, fabric, color, everything. If you want a pleated one-cushion arm, turn to page 62.
If you want a sleeper sofa for future guests, turn to page 87.
If you decide to cut loose from the laser shark and join the space circus to rescue Princess Polaris, who's being held hostage inside the Statue of Liberty by an evil band of albino cyborgs, turn to page 44.
See? So simple.
Choose your own furniture adventure. The Simply Yours sofa, starting at $46 a month with just 1 penny down and no interest until May of 2027 through June 4th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com. Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Traffic is sponsored by Hiller Ford, a family-owned dealership on Highway 100 in Franklin.
Hiller Ford has brand new F-150s starting at just $49,995. We've got over 50 F-150s, all priced to move fast.
We've got early trouble on the roads on I-94. What do you see, Deb?
Yeah, it's an accident on westbound 94 right about at Calhoun. They're saying the 2 right lanes are blocked right now. And so we've got backups all the way back past Moreland. So heads up with that. At this point, those delays are probably going to be sticking around for a while. So you want to be extra careful. Give yourself some extra time there. Right now, the westbound side is at about 16 minutes to get from the zoo to Highway 16. Everything else looks pretty great. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: early clouds, then afternoon sunshine, still cool and breezy with highs in the upper 50s near the lake, mid-60s inland. Mainly clear tonight with lows dipping into the lower and mid-40s. Sunny and pleasant for Friday with highs in the mid-60s near the lake, near 70 farther inland. Sunny and beautiful for Saturday with highs in the low to mid-70s. A little bit more cloud cover for Sunday with highs in the mid-70s to near 80 degrees, and mostly sunny for Monday with highs in the mid-70s, low 80s farther inland. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
47 degrees in Milwaukee. Special week continues here at WTMJ. Steve's Graffiti Salute to Service each day, featuring another local hero, a nurse, a police officer, firefighter, or a first responder. There are heroes every day in what they do, but some have the opportunity and the courage to really distinguish themselves. Firefighter and paramedic Amanda Bates has taken her role of first responder to another level as an educator and a mentor, training others to be lifesavers when paramedics aren't around. Here's her story.
I'm Annie Schwartz. I'm a public safety communications consultant and an author, and I nominated Amanda Bates because she is so many more things than just her title, which is firefighter paramedic.
My name is Amanda Bates. I'm a paramedic firefighter, EMD, community paramedic trainer for resiliency programs through the Center for Suicide Awareness. I'm the former state TCPR bystander, CPR educator for the state of Wisconsin.
Amanda was the first person that came to mind when we were talking about nominating people from police, fire, and EMS. And when I hear EMS in the state of Wisconsin, I always think of Amanda because I think of all the work that she's done for the profession.
We're trained for muscle memory to act, to recognize symptoms. We have algorithms and protocols that we follow. We're also taught to treat the patient and not the monitor, which I think is really important. For me, I like to take in the whole situation, treating the patient with care and due diligence, but also keeping mindful of the folks around the patient as well. What we do inside of these homes can make a really big difference to the folks around them.
Amanda has been instrumental in making sure that when people call 911, the person on the other end of the phone knows what to do to save a life on that other end of the phone. She also works to make the profession better for the people that respond in person when there's an emergency.
I'm very proud of the work that I've done throughout my career and that I get to come into people's homes and into people's lives and help them when they need it the most.
She's working to remove the stigma behind asking for help when you work in the emergency medical services. Firefighter line of duty deaths and EMT line of duty deaths are bigger than anybody knows. She's creating awareness about that. But she is a person who doesn't think, what am I going to get out of this? She is absolutely someone who says, let's make the profession better.
I take great pride in being trusted to give that care. To have another parent hand over their child to me says something. I don't need to be told thank you, but just to be there and to provide that kind of settlingness for the family members. And what can be like the most stressful event of their lives. I take that to heart.
It's so hard to pick just one word to describe Amanda because of all of the things that she's doing for the profession. But I guess I think of her as an EMS hero, not someone who did one thing, but someone who is doing something every day to make that profession better.
What does Salute to Service
mean to you?
Anyone who does this job will tell you this is the best job on earth, and it really truly is, because when you're doing this job, there's a part of you that heals along with it. There's a lot of us who come from a trauma background or childhood trauma, a parent who's sick, a grandparent, loss of some sort. We come into this field and we're trying to heal a part of ourselves as well. So we don't need the recognition, I feel like, to do this. I'm very fortunate to have worked with amazing individuals from Summers Fire Department and City of Burlington, and have been mentored by some of, I think, the best in the field. And they'll tell you why they do this. They do it because they love it.
Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Educators Credit Union and the Packing House Restaurant. If you love that story, you want to hear it again, or you want to share it with someone in your life, text the word HERO to the Old National Bank talk and text line, HERO, to 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Text the word HERO, and we'll send that story out to you. 544, Brandon Snide has sports coming up next.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Packers will have a new look heading into 2023. Green Bay will be led by a new starting quarterback for the first time since 2008. But if you ask running back Aaron Jones, expectations don't change, and the thought of a rebuild isn't something he or the team is willing to buy.
Nah, not at all. We got everything we need here. If you think we're in a rebuild, then you got the wrong team, the wrong place. So we're here to play ball. We got everything we need. Like I said, our defense is going to be ready to ball. We're going to be ready to ball. Special teams is going to be ready to ball. So we know it's going to take all 11. We're going to have to depend on each other in all phases. But we're hungry. We're ready to prove a lot of people wrong. We know what people are saying. But everybody has an opinion, and most of them stink. So.
The Packers will wrap up their first block of OTAs later today, and they will resume again on May 30th. Over to the diamond, as Adrian Hauser allowed only 2 hits in just over 5 scoreless innings, and the Brewers homered 3 times in a 4-0 victory over the Houston Astros on Wednesday afternoon.
Now Houston, blessed with starting pitching. Anderson checks on right, Tucker back, gone again. Brian Anderson goes the other way, it's 4-0.
Jeff Levering on the call right here on WTMJ as Anderson knocked in his 8th homer of the season. And with the win, the National League Central leading Brewers improved to 27-22 on the season. Next up for the Crew, the San Francisco Giants come to town for a 4-game set that will begin tonight. First pitch is set for 6:40. On the ice, the Florida Panthers clinched their berth in the Stanley Cup Finals with a win and a sweep of the Carolina Hurricanes, this one by a final score of 4-3. The Admirals will begin their best-of-7 Western Conference Finals in the Calder Cup Playoff Series tonight in Palm Springs. The puck will drop between Milwaukee and Coachella Valley at 9 p.m.
Coming up, not just physical health, but mental health on the football field. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Start planning for your retirement today so you enjoy retirement tomorrow. Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 7, where Tony Drake and his Education First team discuss retirement trends, taxes, inflation, and Social Security benefits to help you achieve a more secure financial future.
Join us this week as we talk about rising taxes and the threat it poses to your retirement.
Retirement Ready with Tony Drake on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for LAK Group. I talk with my friend and LAK President Mike Grubich about leadership all the time. LAK has leadership development programs. They base them on 6 attributes core to developing successful, agile leaders. Grubich and Mike Milstead over at LAK even wrote a book about it. It's called Leadership on Purpose. Investing in leadership development can pay huge dividends and lead to long-term success at your company. LAK Group's programs get results. They're tailored for high-value, high-performing individuals. You can learn more about those leadership development programs by visiting transformingcareers.com. That's LAK Group. Discover your human advantage.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. I always thought Vince Lombardi came up with that famous sports nugget, but it turns out he borrowed it from a college coach. And now I'm going to borrow it too. Because when there are 10 or 20 offers on a property, there's only one winner. In today's inventory-starved real estate market, you need a Lombardi-level mortgage coach. One who has all the best plays in the playbook. Going with your bank for your pre-approval is like playing in a professional playoff game with the JV coach at the helm. The Lombardi-level coaches at AccuNet are called senior loan consultants, and each one has been trained by me to help you and your real estate agent work as one team to deliver the one and only thing that matters, winning. So if you've been losing with your flimsy bank pre-approval, trade up today to a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and a Lombardi-level game plan. And if you're just getting started, why not start with the best? Click on the blue button today and get started with your winning game plan at accunet.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Smart Spaces. Adapt to the modern workplace. SmartSpacesWI.com.
How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
Creating technology, great culture, spaces that people really want to come to, attract talent, and keep that talent.
SmartSpacesWI.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in on the roads, we've had some early trouble on I-94. Looks like that is still hanging around, Deb.
It is, yeah. It's an accident on westbound 94 right about at Calhoun, and it's got the two right lanes blocked. Along with this, they have closed the ramp from Moreland Road to westbound 94 to kind of help out with some of the traffic heading through there since it is so backed up right now. We've got backups all the way back to, Sunny Slope Road. So heads up with that. If you can, maybe avoid that area, use Greenfield or maybe Bluemount as an alternate route. Now, we do have another accident on 894 southbound. This is just south of Beloit Road, and the left lane is blocked there. So just watch out for that. Making things interesting this morning. Be careful out there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A little bit on the cool side today. High of just 64 degrees inland, 58 if you're by the lake. Early clouds will give way to afternoon sunshine today and will be a bit on the breezy side as well. Mainly clear tonight. Low temperature 44 at the lake, 39 inland. Sunny and pleasant for your Friday. 70 degrees your high. Cooler near the lake. Cooler near the lake Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'll give you the inland highs. Sunny and beautiful on Saturday, 76 degrees. Sunday, partly cloudy and 80. Monday, mostly sunny, 80 degrees for your high, 74 at the lake. Right now, 47 in Milwaukee. As the Green Bay Packers are on the practice field once again this week, certainly the focus is on, being in shape, being physically fit to play professional sports. But more professional athletes these days are starting to speak out about mental health and how it affects them as pros and as people. Here's WTMJ's Tony Cartagena.
Mental fitness, I feel like it's a marathon, not a sprint, because at some point you're going to lose your physical, but mental is something that you continue to build.
Jerseys, uniforms, cities, divisional rivals, none of that matters off the field. Green Bay Packers running back Patrick Taylor joined a panel discussion with Valorant Health. They're an organization dedicated to bringing mental health resources to underserved communities. On that same panel, Chicago Bears running back Khalil Herbert. The two discuss what they do as professional athletes to make sure their mental health is in check at all times, including meditating and journaling.
I do feel like sometimes we do meditate unconsciously, where we take a time to sit down and take a deep breath, or take time to have gratitude and things like that. I don't think meditation is just something that you're just sitting in silence, right? Where you're just breathing for like 20 minutes, right? I think meditation could also be, taking 30 seconds of, a deep breath, right? And being mindful.
Taylor started his process while benched due to injury his senior year at Memphis.
I got hurt first game of the season. I ended up tearing a ligament in my foot. And make a long story short, as I'm going through the recovery process, I had a guy by the name of Stephen Mizell encourage me to start to journal and be mindful of how I'm feeling, not just physically, but also mentally in that particular moment. Going through that time, it was a struggle. It was tough with the uncertainty of it all, not being able to play and things like that, not feeling like myself.
Herbert offered up some insight on what it was like growing up and people really never talking about their feelings.
Suck it up, push through it. You'll be okay. Like, you don't need to talk about it. And like now we're getting to a level where, it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to talk about, I know like in our locker room, like guys are okay with talking about and opening up about what's going on, or, if they're not feeling right, or, guys checking on each other. So I really feel like, you just got to be in an environment, and, the times are changing. So you could see that, people are starting to realize that you can ask these questions. You can ask somebody like, are you okay? Like, no, actually, are you okay?
When it comes down to important life-saving topics, obviously things like divisional rivalries, they're just thrown out the window and don't matter. Throughout the interview, Taylor and Herbert continuously talked about checking in on one another and making sure that everyone around you is in a good mental place.
With my family, I got a certain day of the week I pretty much call all of them as I'm driving back, or if I'm like running errands, like I'll call them in the car on the way. Just, checking in 5-10 minutes. And I do the same thing with my teammates. But like you said, just having self-awareness and then awareness of those around you. And I feel like, if you're self-aware and you're mindful of things that's going on with yourself, you're able to be aware of, others, if you feel their energy's off, or they're not smiling the same today, or, you could just feel like something's off with them. Don't be afraid to check on that person, or if somebody crosses your mind, don't be afraid to shoot them a text. But just having that self-awareness and awareness of others, I feel like goes a long way in making sure that you're good and the people around you are doing good too.
Tony Cartagena, WTMJ News.
And can you even imagine, like 20 years ago, guys in Packers locker room talking about journaling or meditation? They'd have got laughed out of the room, right?
Couldn't imagine it.
Right? It changed. No. But, you could take it outside of just the overall, wellness and things like that. And if you want to look at it from a performance standpoint, I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but like the whole visualization thing, that's for real. Before I play like a big golf match or a thing like that, I'll play the whole course in my head. Like take a few minutes, walk through each hole. Here's what this shot will look like. Here's what this shot will feel like.
You play enough golf to remember that?
And I'm an amazing golfer, too.
Okay.
No, but it helps. I tell my kids in their sports, too, in their arts stuff, whether it's theater or music, or like you put yourself in that moment, walk through what that's going to feel like, think about the smells and the sounds and put yourself there. And then in your visualization, crush it. Now your brain's already been there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walk out there and it like helps with your anxiety, all of those things. All good stuff this morning. We've got the business headlines. They're up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Sean Ryan.
American Transmission Company proposes spending $91 million to acquire its Pewaukee headquarters and remodel and renovate the space. The Powerline company has 300 employees there. Kohl's is redesigning its store interiors to move home decor and gifts to the front in the hope of improving sales. Other changes include a wider array of impulse items for customers to peruse on a consolidated checkout line. A Tuesday Waukesha County Board approval clears Newman Developments to move ahead with a 211-lot subdivision in Delafield. Starting prices for the smaller homes and condos would likely be in the low 500,000s. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
What's the way to build your wealth?
While going over a new client's statements from one of the big financial firms, I was floored when I read that firm does not offer tax or estate planning advice. Because we know that saving money for our clients on their taxes, legally and well within the law, can make a huge difference in their financial plan. If you want to wisely build your wealth, it is my firm opinion that without a comprehensive approach, you're going to be at a big disadvantage. At Financial Strategies, Inc., we're taking a deep dive and creating comprehensive strategies that develop your retirement, investment, and your tax and estate planning. And all under a fee-only structure that means the success we care about most is yours. I'm Jim Cantrell, and I believe we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Hey, WTMJ's John Merck here. When it comes to memory care and assisted living, you want a team that knows compassion and empathy. That's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know, my grandma's in assisted living. I have an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, right now in memory care. At Azura, they specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. 14 locations in Wisconsin, AzuraLiving.com, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. The teams I trust are at Azura. AzuraLiving.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Social Security benefits denied? Contact Tayback for the payback. Go to taybackattorneys.com.
V5 Fum. We smell the blood of San Franciscans.
Swing and a drive. Deep left field. Alvarez staring. Two more for the crew. Owen Miller with a two-run home run.
The Giants are in Brew City starting tonight at 6:05 on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Thursday, May 25th. And we're going to start you out right away with the traffic, Debbie.
Yep. We got this accident westbound on 94 at Calhoun. The two right lanes are blocked. They've also got the Moreland Road on-ramp to westbound closed because of this. 33 minutes to get from the zoo to Highway 16, and delays stretching almost back to Elm Grove Road. Keep that in mind. Avoid it if you can. Maybe Blue Mound Road or Greenfield Avenue might be a good option. We've also got 894 southbound, an accident just south of Beloit Road with the left lane blocked there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Cool and breezy today, but we'll take it. High of 64 degrees inland, 58 at the lake. Early clouds giving way to afternoon sunshine, and then mainly clear tonight. Low temperature will dip down to 39 degrees away from Lake Michigan. Right now we're at 47 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after nearly a century in Milwaukee, Master Lock is shutting down its manufacturing plant. It's at 32nd and Center, United Auto Workers Union, telling TMJ4 News hundreds of employees will be out of a job by fall.
According to the union, Master Lock told employees that they will stay employed until October and operations will completely ramp down by March. That's 330 jobs lost. The union's local chapter says they're shocked by this decision. Master Lock was founded 102 years ago right here in Milwaukee, and the UAW says the facility on 32nd and Center is one of the last manufacturing companies standing in Milwaukee.
It's TMJ4's Miriam McCarr. Former President Barack Obama visited the plant a decade ago, highlighting Master Lock's Made in America products during his 2012 State of the Union speech.
The pallet company in Slinger, where a massive fire took place last weekend, says it expects to be fully operational by the end of the week. The fire at Oak Creek Wood Products prompted authorities to shut down I-41 Sunday night. Smoke has been seen billowing from that site for days as they've let it burn out. Now, the company tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that the total damage from the fire was significant. However, the vast majority of its products were not affected. The fire originated in a pile of mulch.
Another Wisconsin sports team looking for money from the state budget. Two state lawmakers asking that the budget include $2 million to help pay the cost of Green Bay hosting the NFL Draft in 2025. Money would cover just a portion of the estimated $7.5 million it's expected to cost the Packers to stage the event. Packers estimate the draft would generate some $94 million in economic impact across the state. State also is being asked to assist as well in the funding and maintenance at American Family Field.
It was a little choppy to start, but now he's officially in. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declaring he's running for the GOP nod for president.
I'm Peter King. It was supposed to be unconventional, but for 20 minutes, it was unlistenable.
Obviously very excited to have Governor DeSantis
make this.
CEO Elon Musk was repeatedly cut off when the system crashed. Moderator David Sachs.
Here, thank you for putting up with these technical issues. I think we're definitely breaking new ground here.
University of Central Florida politics professor Aubrey Jewett calls the rollout a disaster.
But I don't know that it will be the end of his campaign by any means.
He says some people may give DeSantis credit for trying something new. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
Travel rush for Memorial Day weekend is on, with today the busiest for holiday travel at the airport. ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
42 million Americans are expected to travel over the next several days, with 3.4 million of them taking to the air, and passengers are bracing for big crowds of anxious travelers. Two people were arrested at baggage claim after this brawl at Chicago O'Hare's airport Monday. And after so many staffing, weather, and technical issues in the industry, the question is whether airlines are ready for the summer season. The number of people hitting the roads is up only 6% from last year, despite much lower gas prices.
Still think of Memorial Day as a car travel day, right?
Yeah, me too.
Load up the minivan and head off to someplace relatively close, right?
Put in a boat, maybe.
I guess we're flying. Coming up, getting back on the boat. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04. You see what I did there?
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. There's free pizza today at the Amazing Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford. Seriously, it is free. Coaches, managers, business owners. Check this out. Every Thursday when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. Buy 5 pizzas, get 5 free. You know how this goes. Buy 10, get 10 free. Any size, any quantity. So bring in your soccer, baseball, basketball, or tennis team, your club organization after practice, or game today for that free pizza. Your kids are going to love that world-class game room. It's fun. It's affordable. Team bonding, what a great idea. Bring in pizza for your loyal employees today. They're going to love it, and half your pizzas are free. You're going to love that. The Mineshaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, just off the interstate. Stop today for your free pizza with your family, with your employees. I love the pepperoni at the Mineshaft. It's the real deal. The Friday cod fish fry is all you can eat. It's under $10. It's the best fish fry value anywhere. Order your pizza now. Pick it up shortly. Visit MineshaftRestaurant.com. It's the Mineshaft.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
At Semper Fi, the path to self-improvement never ends. So it feels good to be good. It's been 20 years, and we'll make sure you feel like you made a great decision to have us work on your next exterior remodeling project.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
A series win for the Crew, and they're back at it again tonight at American Family Field. Brandon Sneib with sports at 6:15.
I-94 westbound near Calhoun. Big trouble there. You're moving very slowly. We'll get an update from Debbie Lazka on the roads coming up in 3 minutes.
Strongest typhoon in decades hitting the U.S. Pacific Island territory of Guam Wednesday night. Ripped down trees, walls, and power lines. Cars flipped over. Pushed a dangerous storm surge ashore as well. The early scope of the damage difficult to determine at this point. Power and internet failures making communication difficult still this morning.
Microsoft is warning about a Chinese cyber attack.
Microsoft says a Chinese-sponsored hacking group called Volt Typhoon has been spying on a wide range of U.S. critical infrastructure organizations.
What these hackers were doing was going old school and only using Microsoft commands to move around the network. And that's a lot harder to detect.
Intelligence analyst Alan Liska.
These attackers aren't going after, everyday users or small businesses or anything like that. They're going after a very specific set of businesses and organizations.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
It's getting crowded once again at sea.
Everyone in my family went on a Carnival cruise.
Just a year after ships were half empty as they set sail again post-pandemic, cruise lines are reporting occupancy levels at above 100%. The Wall Street Journal credits discounts and promotions plus pent-up demand. But it's not always a joyride. Passengers are encountering long lines for activities and stressed-out crew members. Some cruise lines have even been canceling people's trips after overselling. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Everything's broken.
Yep.
Hey, it's great. Everybody's going back and cruising, but now we're standing in line, and then they're canceling it. Everything's broken.
There it is.
6:08 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We told you the story recently about the fish mascot at Eric's Little League team. There's an important update on that. I'm going to give you a hard time over it. That is coming up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJs, John Mercure here. One of my very favorite parts of our great Wisconsin summer is the EAA Air Venture Oshkosh. I grew up making memories at Air Venture every year. The air shows, the planes, the people, the food, the fun, stuff for kids, stuff for adults, all the excitement. This year, the EAA Magic is from July 24th to July 30th. Get your tickets now at EAA.org. Create new memories for your family this summer. Join me at EAA. Check it out, EAA.org.
You know, it feels good when I find something really cool and get a great deal on it. But it feels even better when I know that the money I spend actually goes directly to helping others. That's why I shop at St. Vincent de Paul, because I always find the best bargains, and the money I spend stays in Milwaukee County to help fight hunger and eliminate poverty. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton in Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Be our eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Checking in on the roads, westbound I-94 is a real trouble spot today, Deb.
Yep, it's icky bad. We've got an accident at Calhoun that's got the two left lanes. Make that the two right lanes blocked. There we go. Two right lanes, yes. And because of that, they've got the Moreland Road on-ramp also closed for that. So you want to be extra careful with that. It's going to take a while to get through this. We do have delays reaching all the way back to Elm Grove Road. So Highway 100, oh my goodness. Blue Mound Road or Greenfield might be your best bet to get around this. You can get back on past that at Gerke's Corner, so just keep that in mind. The earlier accident on 894 southbound at Beloit Road has been cleared out of the way, so it's not affecting your ride there. Anything else on the roadways? Looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: early clouds, then afternoon sunshine, still cool and breezy with highs in the upper 50s near the lake, mid-60s inland. Mainly clear tonight with lows dipping into the lower and mid-40s. Sunny and pleasant for Friday with highs in the mid-60s to near 70 degrees. Sunny and beautiful for Saturday with highs in the low to mid-70s. A few more clouds for Sunday with highs in the mid-70s near the lake, up to 80 degrees farther inland. And for Memorial Day, more sunshine with highs in the mid-70s, low 80s farther to the west. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 47 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
So we got a bit of a problem here with a story that Wisconsin's Morning News helped make famous. It involves your fish over there.
My fish?
Yes, Stony the fish.
When the Land and Stone men take the field, they look like any ordinary Little League team. But they have a very unusual mascot.
Carter just kind of had the idea to just get a fish.
Get a fish. That's Eric's son's U13 baseball team, who bought a fish for their team mascot, kind of on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
Started bringing it around to the games, right?
Yep.
And now
brought
the fish,
some success and some good fortune.
Yes, the fish has been made famous. Eric talked about it here on the air. Then TMJ4 News picked up on the story. That was Delaney Bry's report.
It's a great report.
And as you indicate, the fish did bring success.
Oh, yeah. The first couple games we got him, we were doing really good with him. We had a tournament. It was like our first game with him, and we went to the championship game.
And how are we doing now?
So now everyone's trying to pawn the fish off on someone else.
Nobody wants the fish?
No one wants to keep it at home. They're like, hey, who wants it? Hey, Eric, you want the fish? You want to bring it home? I'm like, absolutely.
You do not want the fish. Well, why don't you want the fish?
Well, it's not supposed to stay in its little travel aquarium.
Oh, so when you bring the fish out to the game, somebody has to take Stoney out of his tank?
Well, they have their little tiny tank which they have it in the dugout and then on the field when they celebrate, of course.
Of course.
But then when it goes home, it's supposed to go in a larger tank. So any boy who's got a larger tank has been taking the fish home just because, everyone's got to play a role.
So now they're less interested in the fish?
How is Stoney with the transfer? Because I know that fish can be a little bit on the delicate side unless it's like a straight goldfish.
Stoney's still alive, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, so like changing the temperature of the water and stuff like that, going back and forth, doesn't affect the...
So far, so good.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. So, in sports in general, in baseball in particular, you respect the streak.
Well,
so you went on a nice run with Stoney, but now things have stumbled.
I was going to say they did stumble a little bit last weekend with the fish.
The curse of Sports Illustrated. Oh, no.
Of course it's the fish's fault.
Right. Yeah. Well, is there any talk
of children? Of course not.
Any talk of flushing Stoney?
I wondered about that.
Or releasing him in the Rock River or something like that?
Using him as bait. Right, yeah. Take him to Pewaukee Lake and see if you can catch something bigger.
You take care of that fish over there. And if it's your turn, you take him home.
That's gratitude for you.
You know what's going to happen is that if he ends up at our house, I won't be able to pawn him off on anyone else.
No, he's there forever. 6:14, Brandon's got sports next.
As long as it doesn't die on us, I think we're good then.
Don't you just love the WTMJ Fix-It Show? Hi, this is Matt Elliott from Elliott's Ace Hardware. When you think Fix-It, first you think about Saturday mornings on WTMJ. Then you gotta be thinking Elliott's Ace Hardware. Where else can you find such great staff, big brands, and all the stuff, and I'm talking all the stuff, to get your Fix-It done? So enjoy the WTMJ Fix-It Show on Saturday morning. And then head to Elliott's Ace in Elm Grove, West Dallas, Pewaukee, and Muskego.
At Town Bank, they know when you're working toward a financial goal, every little bit counts. That's why when you open a Total Access checking account, you'll get free ATMs nationwide and a $300 bonus with qualifying actives. Plus, you'll get great mobile and online banking tools. So you can have easy access to your money, plus a little extra to start the year off right. Open an account today at townbank.us/TAC. $100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply. Member FDIC.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
Following a tough road trip, the Milwaukee Brewers returned home this week and took down the defending World Series champs 2 out of 3 games. That continued on Wednesday afternoon as the Brewers pitched another shutout and got some offensive help from the Wisconsin native.
1-2, still on Miller, the pitch. Swinging a fly ball out to center. Back Myers, still back, warning track, and gone again for old Miller. A solo homer for the Fredonia native. 3-0 Brewers.
Jeff Levering on the call right here on WTMJ as Miller and company hit 3 homers and beat Houston by a final score of 4-0 to secure their 27th win of the season. Adrian Hauser got the start, and he was magnificent, tossing 5 1/3 scoreless innings for his first victory of the year. The Brewers are winners in 3 of their last 4 games, and they'll look to continue those winning ways as they get ready to host the San Francisco Giants for a 4-game series that will begin tonight at American Family Field. First pitch is set for 6:40. Over to the NFL, where in Green Bay, OTAs continue on today, and all eyes will always continue to focus on Jordan Love, the first-year starter, showing his head coach and Matt LaFleur that so far he has all the intangibles to help lead his team heading into 2023.
I just think the way he's matured as a man, the control that he has within the room, out on the field, I think that he maximized his opportunities these last couple of years in terms of just learning from one of the greatest to ever play this game.
OTAs will wrap up in Green Bay today, and they will resume again on May 30th. On the ice, the Florida Panthers clinched their berth in the Stanley Cup Finals with a win and a sweep of the Carolina Hurricanes, this one by a final score of 4-3. And the Admirals will begin their best-of-7 Western Conference Finals in the Calder Cup Playoff Series tonight in Palm Springs. The puck will drop between Milwaukee and Coachella Valley at 9 p.m.
6:18 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We talked about it yesterday. Elon Musk was going to assist in an unconventional rollout for presidential candidate Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida. How'd that go, E? Pretty well?
Well,
we'll talk about it next.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. What a great state we live in. Join me every Saturday at noon for Experience Wisconsin, where we check in with communities across the state for the best and brightest spots around our great state. Stuff to do, places to visit, everything for your family. This week we're joined by our good friends at Potawatomi Hotel and Casino and Hayward Lakes. It's going to be a great show. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturday at noon, right here on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Sister Bay Furniture. It is patio time. Boy, take a look at that storm team forecast. Temperatures in the 70s, even up to the 80s through Memorial Day weekend. Boy, you don't want that to be stressful or not relaxing. Don't want to have to worry about running out to the garage to pull the cushions out for your patio furniture or going down to the basement to haul everything up. Enjoy relaxing on your beautiful, functional, and durable patio set from Sister Bay Furniture. It's premium, high-quality outdoor furniture built right here in southeast Wisconsin and built for Wisconsin. The sustainable materials will stand up to any weather. You can leave this stuff out all winter. No fading, no cracking, no issues with that. You can customize the set to pick from a number of different styles. Maybe you want a little bit of color out there in your outdoor space. The professionals there at Sister Bay Furniture offer a full team of in-house design experts. They can help you plan and create an outdoor space that you're proud of, that will be relaxing. And you don't have to wait till the next beautiful day this year to get out to the showroom, although you have a number of them to choose from here. Make it part of your Memorial Day plans. Go out to visit them at Sussex on Executive Drive, or you can visit the website, sisterbayfurniture.com, to shop ahead with the entire selection. Sister Bay Furniture, built in Wisconsin, built for Wisconsin.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Outdoor Living Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Grill it up right this holiday with Sendik's natural pork baby back ribs or natural boneless, skinless chicken breasts at just $3.99 per pound. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Got to know what you're doing if you're throwing ribs on the grill, Deb.
Yeah, me? Throwing
you,
ribs?
anyone, all of us?
Because I burn water? No. I'm thinking we probably
Maybe go with the chicken breast then from Sendik's.
We'll just let the husband use the fire and burning things or cooking things. I'm hoping we get something. I'm dropping a hint. Honey, can we have ribs? Thank you. Westbound 94. I got to get to this. We got an accident at Calhoun. The 2 right lanes are blocked. We got right at Moreland Road, and that is making for a nasty old ride all the way back to Elm Grove Road, starting to stretch all the way towards the county line, too, so just be careful with that. Blue Mound Road or Greenfield will be a good alternate route to get around this situation. The rest of the system actually is moving along pretty well. I'm not seeing any other delays. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Not a bad day today. We'll take it. High of 64 degrees inland, 58 at the lake. Early clouds giving way to afternoon sunshine today. And then low temperatures. Boy, if you're inland, could get down below 40 degrees for our low temperatures tonight. A little warmer near Lake Michigan. Friday, sunny and pleasant. High of 63 at the lake, 70 inland. Saturday and Sunday, both sunny. High temperatures in the mid-70s to pushing 80 degrees on Sunday. Cooler near the lake both days. And then for Memorial Day, mostly sunny. High of 80 degrees inland, 74 at the lake. Right now, 47 in Milwaukee. 6:22 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Thursday morning. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis officially now in the GOP race for governor as anticipated. His launch was on Twitter with Twitter CEO Elon Musk.
Twitter Spaces, as it's called. So you can listen to people speak, do interviews, podcast in real time, if you will.
And a lot of folks quote-unquote tuned in or checked in or went online to try to see what was going down.
And you only get one chance to make a first impression, and this one was a glitch.
I think we've got just a massive number of people online, so it's servers are straining somewhat.
Servers are straining somewhat, says Elon Musk.
Like, not for a minute or two.
No, for a good half hour. I mean, it took forever. The feed broke, connections were lost. The hosts, they seemed confused at times.
There's 382,000 people online. All right, great. So let's see. So we'll just keep crashing, huh? Yeah, I think we've got...
Musk isn't even sure what to say there. I kept waiting for, like, the standby music to play. There it is. Nope, still got nothing there. So, yeah, there it is.
You know, a lot of folks can probably relate to this. You're given the big presentation at your work, right? And you've got some slides.
Yeah.
And they're not coming up. And the connection's not coming up. And then the AV guy's in there. And you're like, and you kind of whisper, like, everyone's there in the meeting looking at you.
Just
and
waiting.
Go, yeah, just, you know,
waiting.
Working yesterday. I don't know. We had, Jim, can you... I don't,
can you see it now?
Click here. Yeah.
I'm trying to share.
There it is. There.
I'm trying to share. Can you see it now?
Nope.
Oh, there we go. Yep, still standby. All right.
Your presidential launch is important to us. We at Twitter take your politics seriously.
So here's my favorite part. So he did finally get it. He did get to announce that he was officially running.
We must end the culture of losing that has infected the Republican Party in recent years. The tired dogmas of the past are inadequate for a vibrant future. We must look forward, not backwards.
He's calling it the Great American Comeback. Of course, his opponents thought it was funny.
Some of DeSantis' opponents were quick to mock the technical difficulties. The Trump campaign labeled the launch Ron's disaster. President Biden tweeted the caption, "This link works," leading people to his fundraising campaign.
That's pretty good.
This link works. Check this one.
Check this one. We didn't even have to give Trump anything. Like, he's out there hammering on him anyway.
Disaster.
And you just served that up.
I mean, that was actually pretty funny. Disaster. That makes Governor Disaster now. These sanctimonious. So we got a whole bunch. So what's interesting, though, is that where he falls in the polls. Now, polling is favoring Donald Trump right now. We even got a new one now. The Marquette University Law School poll did a national survey, and that has Trump still leading.
Yeah, let me see. I have that number here. So head-to-head in the primary, so this would be among Republican voters. Right now, they've got 46% for Trump, 25% for DeSantis. And what's interesting is that number, head-to-head, Trump v. DeSantis. I'm sorry, the head-to-head number. So ask, all right, you want Trump or DeSantis? And this is among Republican voters. Head-to-head number is Trump 52 to 48 over DeSantis. Just 7 months ago in November, that number was 60-40 DeSantis.
That's interesting.
So that has flipped all the way around.
What's up with that? What is causing that?
Well, this didn't help. The launch.
Yeah, but doesn't that, like, I know a lot of people are saying that, like, oh my gosh, this is a disaster for him. Is it really? Will anyone be remembering this?
No.
In a week or a month or whatnot. By the way, he was on Fox News with Trey Gowdy later on.
I can't promise you that I won't crash, but Fox News will not crash during this interview. Governor DeSantis, if you broke Twitter, my daughter and the Kardashians are going to be very upset with you. I don't know if that's what happened with Elon Musk or not.
Again,
there we go.
So you asked, are people long-term going to remember this? No, and you would hope that regardless of how any launch goes or any stunt goes, that if people are going to vote on whose policies best serve them and best serve America.
Sure.
That said, not how you wanted to do
right,
it.
especially when you're trying to be bold, but also you don't want – you're trying to be the, hey, there's no drama here. This is the drama-less campaign.
I got stuff in order.
Yeah, and then you have chaos from the start. It's an unfortunate kickoff.
News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was off more than 250 points, closed at 32,800. The NASDAQ at 12,484. That was down about 76 points on Wednesday, and the S&P 500 off a little more than 30 to 4115. For a deeper dive on the markets, listen to the Annex Wealth Management SWAT podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Your presidential launch is important to us at Twitter. Please stand by.
Outdoor living is more important than ever, and Trees on the Move would like to give you ideas to beautify your yard. Landscape design, retaining walls, patios, patio pavers, landscaping, tree trimming, driveways, and more. Trees on the Move is your complete landscape contractor, commercial and residential. Spruce up your front yard, backyard, or your business this year. Be the envy of your neighborhood with Trees on the Move, your complete landscape contractor.
Planning to planting, Trees on the Move.
CPAP is one option that can be used to keep the throat open at night. It can work. There are other ways of keeping that airway open other than the machine. Another option that most people have never heard of is an oral appliance. An oral appliance is like a retainer that you wear when you're sleeping at night. It's super slim, slides in your mouth, and what it does is it helps to keep your airway open. That's exactly what a CPAP machine does. Most people who are good candidates for a CPAP machine to treat their sleep apnea are also good candidates for an oral appliance. Most of those people never get offered an oral appliance. Advent has decided to change the practice of medicine in this country by offering oral appliances to our patients. And what that means is we are allowing our patients to have the choice of a CPAP machine or oral appliance when they have sleep apnea, and that's a big deal.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventNows.com.
Memorial Day honors the incredible sacrifices made by our brave Americans who served in the United States military. At Tabak Law, we honor these sacrifices year-round by ensuring veterans receive all of the benefits they are entitled to from the Department of Veterans Affairs. I'm attorney Jim Brzezinski at Tabak Law. If you were denied or feel that your disability claim has been incorrectly evaluated by the VA, let's discuss how Tabak Law can help you get the benefits you deserve. At Tabak Law, we fight for those who fought for us. Visit tabakattorneys.com.
Early trouble on the roads. Let's get right to Debbie Lazica with your time saver traffic.
Jumping at the bit here. For westbound 94 at Calhoun, got an accident. 2 right lanes are blocked. Moreland Road is basically the on-ramp's close to 94 westbound. 32 minutes, delays stretching all the way back to the county line. So give yourself that extra time. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
A breezy high of 64 degrees inland, cooler near the lake today.
The debt ceiling default deadline a week from today and still no deal. Fitch credit ratings putting the U.S. on a negative credit watch amid other economic fallout. But lawmakers are going on holiday break, told to prepare to return to Washington within 24 hours if a deal is struck. Tomorrow's the busiest day on the roads as the Memorial Day weekend travel rush gets going. Gas prices about $1 a gallon less than last year, and the airlines are busy but said to be ready.
We learned a lot over the pandemic and when those storms hit. Big thing for us is making sure that we have a plan built that's resilient and we staff and resource our plan for what we want to fly. We're not stretching ourselves beyond that point there. So having that plan, executing every day.
That's the chief operating officer at American Airlines, David Seymour. Drivers and flyers, beware. There's wind and rain moving up the East Coast from Florida to Virginia. Tributes continue for the late Tina Turner, dying at her home in Switzerland. Turner was 83. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center this morning, after nearly a century in Milwaukee, Master Lock is shutting down its manufacturing plant, 32nd and Center. Hundreds of people will be out of a job. TMJ4's Elaine Rojas Castillo.
As of right now, details are still very limited. We're working to learn more about what happened, but the United Auto Workers local chapter says that employees were notified yesterday afternoon that they'd only have jobs through the fall. The union says that Master Lock said that the plant will eventually cease operations next year and that employees will stay employed until October, until operations completely ramp down by March of next year, leaving 330 people without a job.
Some parents in Germantown are calling for the school board to take action after several anti-Semitic symbols were found in Germantown schools. One parent tells the Journal-Sentinel that swastikas were drawn on the gym floor at Kennedy Middle School, also in the bathrooms and on desks and lockers. And a metal swastika was found at a Germantown High School welding shop class. The superintendent tells the paper the district is aware of the incidents but declined to speak further on the matter.
A man in the care of the Milwaukee County Community Reintegration Center in Franklin died by suicide. County Executive's office says Antonio Bonacorso was found Tuesday in his cell, didn't have a pulse, wasn't breathing. They believe it's the result of an apparent self-harm incident. Racine County Sheriff's Office is investigating.
The Milwaukee Brewers aren't the only ones hoping for some funding from the state. The Brewers, of course, hoping for some funding and maintenance money for American Family Field that state lawmakers are now debating about. Meanwhile, another sports team asking for money from the state budget. The Journal-Sentinel says 2 Green Bay area lawmakers asking that the budget include $2 million to help pay for costs of the Green Bay Packers hosting the NFL Draft. This is going to take place in 2025. It'll total about $7.5 million for the draft and expected to bring in quite a bit of money. The measure proposes the Wisconsin Economic Development Corp give a grant to Experience Greater Green Bay Corp. Packers estimate the draft could generate $94 million in economic impact across the state.
Coming up, some local reaction to the passing of a superstar in rock music and her amazing appearances right here in Milwaukee. That's next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley are thrilled with their brand new Pella patio door.
It's like having a brand new kitchen. It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing, and it makes it comfortable for the life we live, which is an active one.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside.
For the first time, our whole house actually feels like the same climate.
And no drafts. Don't have to have any of those extendo cornhole bags anymore. It's a game changer.
I'm Gina Della from Pella, and if you order today, get 0% interest for up to 48 months. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we strive to always give the best possible quality of service. Our experts provide an in-home consultation where they'll listen to your needs and help choose the perfect products for your home, which can be customized to fit any decor. The installation is completed in as little as a day with no mess and no hassle, leaving nothing but perfect results. Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer ends 5/31/2023.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. When it comes to memory care and assisted living, you want a team that knows compassion and empathy. That's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know, my grandma's in assisted living. I have an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, right now in memory care. At Azura, they specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. 14 locations in Wisconsin, AzuraLiving.com, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. The teams I trust are at Azura, AzuraLiving.com.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
For your new roof, we'll give you the hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty in the industry. You can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
The Bucs screwing up their search for the next head coach. Brandon Snide examines that in Extra Points coming up at 6:45.
94 westbound still very slow near Calhoun because of a crash there blocking some lanes. We're getting through it, but it's going to take you some extra time. We'll check in with Debbie Lazga here in 3 minutes.
Tributes continue to pour in for Tina Turner. The legendary singer passed away on Wednesday.
Angela Bassett played Tina Turner to an Oscar nomination in the 1993 biopic What's Love Got to Do with It?
I'm trying to help, Mike, all right?
Of Turner's passing, Bassett writes on Instagram, "How do we say farewell to a woman who owned her pain and trauma and used it as a means to help the world?" She says Turner gave us her whole self, and she's a gift that will always be simply the best. Viola Davis also writes on Instagram that Turner was our first symbol of excellence and unbridled ownership of sexuality. Tina Turner was 83. Jason Nathanson, ABC News.
She did
Hollywood.
spend some time in Milwaukee performing at Summerfest.
Known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, Tina Turner performed at Summerfest twice, once to a sold-out amphitheater show in 1997, and before that at a side stage for 4 shows in 2 nights in 1983.
A lot of people hadn't really seen her
live before that. And I'm telling you, she was just a dynamo up there. It was just something to watch.
Former Vice President of Entertainment at Milwaukee World Festival, Inc., Bob Babish tells WTMJ about watching Turner perform and seeing her backstage.
Pleasant and polite and just nice to be around backstage.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
When everybody likes to hear that, right? That the interactions that people had here locally with a superstar like her were good.
Cool.
She's a good person, right? We liked working with her.
It always hurts if it's one of your heroes is just terrible person.
Yeah, one of these. I wanted green M&Ms in the green room, but only the green ones. Weird stuff like that. Okay. Yes, thank you. Coming up, this voice is no longer a voice on The Voice. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
He's a former coach with two sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right, that's real important. The golf game. Right. As we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics regenerative medicine is regenerating me, all natural. And that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCkinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Checking in the roads, we've had big trouble westbound on I-94 if you're headed out of town, Deb.
Yep. Big old headache right now. We've got delays stretching almost all the way back to Highway 100 now. Westbound 94, an accident that happened right at Calhoun has the two right lanes blocked. Along with this, they've closed the Moreland Road on-ramp to westbound 94 because of it. So that's going to be really tying up your ride. It's definitely an option to head off of the freeway, maybe at Highway 100, get onto Blue Mound Road and get over to Gerke's Corners, or even head south to Greenfield Avenue, take that west to Barker Road or Gerke's Corners. It's about a 32-minute ride to get from the zoo to Highway 16. That's a 21-minute backup. Pretty early for that type of a delay. We've also got a broken down vehicle on 94 southbound south of Layton Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, kind of in a weird spot, so you do want to be extra careful there too. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: early clouds, then afternoon sunshine. Still cool and breezy with high temperatures in the upper 50s near the lake, mid 60s inland. Mainly clear tonight with lows dipping into the upper 30s to mid 40s. More sunshine and pleasant for Friday with highs in the low to mid 60s near the lake, near 70 farther inland. Sunny and beautiful for Saturday with highs in the low to mid 70s. More clouds for Sunday with highs in the mid 70s to near 80 degrees. And by Memorial Day, mostly sunny with highs in the mid 70s to near 80 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
We're stuck on 47 degrees in Milwaukee.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist and directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time.
What do you got here? It's The Voice yesterday?
Yeah, so this week.
The tribute?
The final week of Blake Shelton on The Voice. Those are some of his old mentees?
Yeah, I suppose. People who've been on Team Blake.
Yeah,
and
so
he's won a number of times, or his person has gone through and won the award.
I was going to say, though, you can't underestimate Blake Shelton. This guy, I mean, so he's been. No one thought that show was going to do what it's become. I mean, that thing is a monster.
Yes, it was the NBC answer to American Idol.
Yeah, and
it was different.
They've had all these different people kind of come in and out of that show as far as coaches and whatnot. I mean, he's really made a career out of him. I mean, he had a career to begin with, but then it
definitely elevated him, no doubt.
Met Gwen Stefani, his wife, on the show. Now they're married, of course.
Yeah, before all that, when The Voice was just starting up, it had to be at least 10 years ago, I had a chance to interview Blake on one of those, the satellite things.
Oh,
so I'm
yeah.
in my studio and he's in wherever he is. But
so he's cranking out a million of these?
Right. He's talking to Tom and Mary over here in Detroit, and Jan and Jimmy over there in Philadelphia and whatever, and Vinny in Milwaukee. Okay, next up we got this guy. But he was nice enough. You want a little of that?
Yes, I want to hear it.
And actually, they were just announcing that he was coming here to Milwaukee to perform. Just announced here in Milwaukee, Blake Shelton to play the BMO Harris Bradley Center in September. Your wife, I think, is playing State Fair the month before. You looking forward to come spend some time with us here in Milwaukee?
Absolutely. We try to bring the whole family through when we come.
Anybody else you want to bring with you? Right?
Man, I tell you, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's been a while since I've been up in that area, and I've had some good times in Milwaukee. It's a fun city to play in, and definitely a stronghold for country music there, and that gets me excited.
So it was super nice.
Yeah,
like fine, and like you said, these guys sit in a chair for 4 hours and knock out how many of these.
Isn't it amazing that he actually said there? I can't really remember the last time I was in that.
It's been a while, I think, since.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? When you don't even know the last time you've been someplace.
And at least had nice memories.
Sure.
Right? And was still married to Miranda Lambert at the time, who was playing State Fair. So that was pre-Gwen Stefani. But the voice, good run on that show. I mean, we talked about it a lot when I was anchoring the morning news because we would talk about, who did this or that on the show.
It's kind of like Days of Our Lives, where you can dip in and out of it years later and still see kind of the same thing.
It's the same format. We're still hitting the buttons. This guy went to this team. She went to that one.
Right.
These guys are still fighting and warring.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a good run for Blake Shelton on The Voice. 6:44 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. There's free pizza today at the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford. Seriously, it is free. Coaches, managers, business owners. Check this out. Every Thursday when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. Buy 5 pizzas, get 5 free. You know how this goes. Buy 10, get 10 free. Any size, any quantity. So bring in your soccer, baseball, basketball, or tennis team, your club organization after practice, or game today for that free pizza. Your kids are going to love that world-class game room. It's fun. It's affordable. Team bonding, what a great idea. Bring in pizza for your loyal employees today. They're going to love it, and half your pizzas are free. You're going to love that. The Mineshaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, just off the interstate. Stop today for your free pizza with your family, with your employees. I love the pepperoni at the Mineshaft. It's the real deal. The Friday Cod Fish Fry is all you can eat. It's under $10. It's the best fish fry value anywhere. Order your pizza now. Pick it up shortly. Visit MineshaftRestaurant.com. It's the Mineshaft.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. You just can't pass on Less is Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
Adrian Hauser allowed only 2 hits in just over 5 scoreless innings, and the Brewers homered 3 times in a 4-0 victory over the Houston Astros on Wednesday afternoon. The Brewers are now winners in 3 of their last 4 games and will look to continue their winning ways as they get ready to host the San Francisco Giants for a 4-game series that will begin tonight at American Family Field. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports opinion commentary on Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Brendan Snide.
The NBA is nearing its Summer Classic as Denver clinched their first ever trip to the finals. Now they await the winner in the Eastern Conference Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. If you can remember, not too long ago, our Milwaukee Bucks were participating in that finals fun. But now, well, things have changed a little bit. No more Coach Bud. Questions about the future of Chris Middleton and Brooke Lopez. Will Giannis stay in Milwaukee? Blah, 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 blah. According to inside experts around the league, the Bucks have narrowed their search for their next head coach to 3. Nick Nurse is 1. Golden State assistant Kenny Atkinson and Toronto's assistant Adrian Griffin are 2 and 3. If you ask me if these are the final 3, one of these does not look like the other. It's obvious which coach the Bucks should hire, but the question is, will they? The right hire here is the former NBA Coach of the Year and NBA champion Nick Nurse. But as this search in Milwaukee has gone on, the more I have worried they will continue to botch this up. Some of these interviewees have been questionable at best. A team with a veteran presence, a team with the league's best player, and a team following 2021 now has championship aspirations year in and year out. Given the reasons I just gave a few seconds ago, there is no reason, absolutely none, should the Bucks be looking to hire anything other than a proven voice for their locker room. It should be Nick Nurse. Please give me the experience and resume over hope or projection. John Horst, Wes Edens, and new owner Jimmy Haslam, please don't screw this up.
This week on WTMJ.
Mark Hass is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. The draft's coming to Green Bay. How big a deal is this?
I think it's great for the brand of Wisconsin, great for the brand of Milwaukee.
The big names.
The manager of your Milwaukee Brewers, Craig Counsell.
Not a contest of how hard you throw. It's almost just throw strikes and try to get out of there as fast as you can.
The stories you're talking about.
Having Lambeau Field and Titletown be focused and have the world come down on it, I think is going to be fantastic.
News Radio WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving. You know, the front door to your small business, it's not really the door, it's the parking lot. It's the first thing that your customers see. And if it's all banged up, it's potholed, that is not the first impression that you want to give to your valued customers who are there to see you at your business. Fix it up or just rebuild the whole thing with Johnson & Sons Paving. Johnson & Sons Paving, quality, family-owned, local company just celebrating 10 years in business here in southeast Wisconsin. And they do everything in-house. I've personally been out there a couple of times to watch that process unfold. They'll help you design your project, even mix their own asphalt. And they're proud of the work they do over there. They put their family name on the company. You got all kinds of Johnsons over there. I've met a lot of them. You don't find any subcontractors. When you hire Johnson & Sons, that's who you get every step of the way. It's a one-stop shop for projects of any size, residential or commercial. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in on the roads here with Debbie. We've had trouble on I-94 this morning.
Yeah, but it looks like they reopened the Moreland Road on-ramp to westbound 94, and they've been able to move the accident that happened at Calhoun on westbound 94. They moved it off on the right shoulder. So cars are starting to get through there a little bit quicker, and the delays are starting to dissipate a little bit. Still going to be slow from Highway 100 out to that point. So if you don't want to deal with that, maybe head up to Blue Mound Road or south to Greenfield Avenue and use that as an alternate route. Now, we do have a broken down vehicle on the ramp from 41 southbound to 94 westbound in the Zoo interchange, so watch out for that. It is off on the right shoulder, just seeing a little bit of a backup with that. On eastbound 94, looking pretty good all the way into the Marquette. The westbound side a little bit tight right in the Stadium interchange. And don't forget, you could be our eyes on the road. You can report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast is sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. We got a pretty nice stretch here. Early clouds today, then afternoon sunshine. A little bit on the cool and breezy side, I suppose, if you want to be picky. 64 degrees your inland high, 58 at the lake. The mainly clear tonight. Low temperatures, if you're inland, could dip down below 40 degrees tonight. Careful with some of those plants. Sunny and pleasant on Friday. 63 at the lake, 70 inland. Saturday, sunny and beautiful. High of 76 degrees, cooler near the lake. Sunday gets better. Pushing 80 degrees inland. High of 72 at the lake under partly cloudy skies. And Monday, for Memorial Day, mostly sunny. High temperature, 80 degrees, a bit cooler near the lake. Right now at 47. At 6:52 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Really special week here at WTMJ. Celebrating Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service. Each day we feature another local hero. This is a nurse or a police officer, firefighter, first responder of some kind. Folks who are heroes every day in what they do. But some of them really have the opportunity and the courage to distinguish themselves. Firefighter and paramedic Amanda Bates has taken her role of first responder to a whole other level as an educator and a mentor, training others to be lifesavers when paramedics aren't there. Here's her story.
I'm Annie Schwartz. I'm a public safety communications consultant and an author, and I nominated Amanda Bates because she is so many more things than just her title, which is firefighter paramedic.
My name is Amanda Bates. I'm a paramedic firefighter, EMD, community paramedic trainer for resiliency programs through the Center for Suicide Awareness. I'm the former state TCPR bystander, CPR educator for the state of Wisconsin.
Amanda was the first person that came to mind when we were talking about nominating people from police, fire, and EMS. And when I hear EMS in the state of Wisconsin, I always think of Amanda because I think of all the work that she's done for the profession.
We're trained for muscle memory to act, to recognize symptoms. We have algorithms and protocols that we follow. We're also taught to treat the patient and not the monitor, which I think is really important. For me, I like to take in the whole situation, treating the patient with care and due diligence, but also keeping mindful of the folks around the patient as well. What we do inside of these homes can make a really big difference to the folks around them.
Amanda has been instrumental in making sure that when people call 911, the person on the other end of the phone knows what to do to save a life on that other end of the phone. She also works to make the profession better for the people that respond in person when there's an emergency.
I'm very proud of the work that I've done throughout my career and that I get to come into people's homes and into people's lives and help them when they need it the most.
She's working to remove the stigma behind asking for help when you work in the emergency medical services. Firefighter line of duty deaths and EMT line of duty deaths are bigger than anybody knows. She's creating awareness about that. But she is a person who doesn't think, what am I going to get out of this? She is absolutely someone who says, let's make the profession better.
I take great pride in being trusted to give that care, to have another parent hand over their child to me, says something, I don't need to be told thank you, but just to be there and to provide that kind of settlingness for the family members. And what can be like the most stressful event of their lives. I take that to heart.
It's so hard to pick just one word to describe Amanda because of all of the things that she's doing for the profession. But I guess I think of her as an EMS hero, not someone who did one thing, but someone who is doing something every day to make that profession better.
What does Salute to Service mean to you?
Anyone who does this job will tell you this is the best job on earth, and it really truly is, because when you're doing this job, there's a part of you that heals along with it. There's a lot of us who come from a trauma background or childhood trauma, a parent who's sick, a grandparent, loss of some sort. We come into this field and we're trying to heal a part of ourselves as well. So we don't need the recognition, I feel like, to do this. I'm very fortunate to have worked with amazing individuals from Summers Fire Department and City of Burlington, and have been mentored by some of, I think, the best in the field. And they'll tell you why they do this. They do it because they love it.
Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Educators Credit Union and the Packing House Restaurant. Grateful to them for their support of this really cool week on Steve's show. And if you liked that story, you want to hear it again, or you'd like to share it with someone else, we can share it with you. Text the word HERO to the Old National Bank Talk and Text line. Old National Bank, get old. Old National Bank Talk and Text line is 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Just text the word HERO and we'll send you a link to that story. Business headlines are up next. They're sponsored by Old National Bank. Get old. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Sean Ryan.
Kohl's is changing its store formats to have a smaller consolidated checkout line with more impulse items in the queue. The Menominee Falls retailer will also move home goods and gifts to the front of its stores. After downsizing previous plans for a 151-acre Delafield site, Newman Developments has gained its final needed public approval to move ahead with a 211-home subdivision. American Transmission Company is seeking state approval to spend $63 million buying its Pewaukee headquarters and another $18 million on renovations. The power line business contends its plan is cheaper than constructing a new headquarters. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
While the warm weather has you feeling like new, get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield. Whether you're saving up for something big or just for a rainy day, Old National is here for you. Earn 5.00% APY with our limited time 12-month introductory money market offer. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 not on deposit at Old National as of April 14th, 2023. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Offer not available online. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Euro Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Smooth waters and clear horizons are ahead. The experienced team of advisors at Fox World Travel are ready to uncover your cruising style. Are you sailing off into a Caribbean sunset, taking in the European charm along riverways? Maybe an exotic expedition or Alaskan cruise are on your bucket list. We'll help you cruise like never before with Royal Caribbean, Holland America, Uniworld Boutique River Cruises, and more. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call a Fox Cruise expert at 866-GO-FOX-GO.
Fee-fi-fo fum. We smell the blood of San Franciscans.
Swing and a drive. Deep left field. Alvarez staring. Two more for the Crew. Owen Miller with a two-run home run.
The Giants are in Brew City starting tonight at 6:05 on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
Just before 7 o'clock on Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, May 24th. Want to start you out right away with the traffic alert here, Debbie?
Yeah, westbound 94. We had an accident right about at Calhoun that had some lanes blocked. It's off on the right shoulder now, and all the lanes are reopened, but the delays are pretty much solid all the way out from the Zoo interchange. Be prepared for that. The northbound side, you're looking at backups right out of the Zoo interchange up past Watertown Plank Road. That's northbound 41, by the way. The rest of the system actually is looking pretty good. Maybe a little bit tight on northbound 43 into that construction zone near Silver Spring. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Oh, yeah, westbound 94 out of the Zoo interchange. A long, slow slog up that big hill this morning. Hang in there. Here's your storm team forecast. We'll have afternoon sunshine after some early clouds today and a high temperature up to 64 degrees if you're away from Lake Michigan. Bit cooler by the lake. Then mainly clear tonight. Lakeside low will be 44. Could dip below 30 degrees away from Lake Michigan. And we're at 48 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center this morning, after nearly a century in Milwaukee, Master Lock is shutting down its manufacturing plant over at 32nd and Center. United Auto Workers telling TMJ4's Miriam Macker that hundreds of employees will be out of a job by the fall.
According to the union, Master Lock told employees that they will stay employed until October and operations will completely ramp down by March. That's 330 jobs lost. The union's local chapter says they're shocked by this decision. Master Lock was founded 102 years ago right here in Milwaukee, and the UAW says the facility on 32nd and Center is one of the last manufacturing companies standing in Milwaukee.
Former President Obama, you may recall, visited the plant a decade ago. He was highlighting Master Lock's Made in America products and mentioned them as well during his 2012 State of the Union speech.
The pellet company in Slinger, where a massive fire took place last weekend, says it expects to be fully operational by the end of the week. The fire at Oak Creek Wood Products prompted authorities to shut down I-41 in Washington County Sunday night. Smoke's been billowing from that site for days since as they've let that burn out. Company tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that the total damage from the fire was significant. However, the vast majority of its products were not affected. That fire originated in a pile of mulch.
Another Wisconsin sports team seeking money from the state budget. You've got two state lawmakers looking to include in Wisconsin's budget $2 million to help pay the cost of Green Bay hosting the NFL Draft in 2025. Now, that money would cover just a portion of the total $7.5 million expected in costs to the Packers. Packers estimate the draft would generate some $94 million in economic impact across the state. State, of course, also being asked to assist in funding at maintenance of American Family Field.
It was a rough rollout for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, but he's now officially running for the GOP nod for president.
I'm Peter King. It was supposed to be unconventional, but for 20 minutes, it was unlistenable.
I was very excited to have Governor DeSantis make this.
CEO Elon Musk was repeatedly cut off when the system crashed. Moderator David Sachs.
Here, thank you for putting up with these technical issues. I think we're definitely breaking new ground here.
University of Central Florida politics professor Aubrey Jewett calls the rollout a disaster.
But I don't know that it will be the end of his campaign by any means.
He says some people may give DeSantis credit for trying something new. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
Cheer that attempt at positive spin by Twitter guy there. We're breaking new ground here. This is very exciting.
Yes.
That this is failing. Highways will be crowded. Airports will be packed as Memorial Day 2023 shapes up to be one of the busiest travel periods in over 2 decades.
Of the 42 million Americans expected to travel over Memorial Day weekend, nearly 3.5 million will fly to their destinations.
The mood is just off the charts about how prepared we are.
American Airlines Chief Operating Officer David Seymour anticipates a strong start to a busy travel season.
This team is 100% ready for the summer operation as we gear in for the first big weekend of summer flying.
But very literal storm clouds could be on the horizon for all the airlines this weekend. Severe weather is in the forecast for the country's midsection. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Coming up, breathe less, live longer. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
The Simply Yours sofa from Penny Mustard is like a choose-your-own-adventure book.
Because you choose your own features.
Arm style, cushions, back, legs, finish, fabric, color, everything.
If you choose the Slay the Dragon, turn to page 34.
But to choose a sofa that's the envy of all your friends, turn to Penny Mustard.
The Simply Yours sofa, starting at $46 a month with just 1 penny down and no interest until May of 2027 through June 4th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
The Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson presents the world's greatest live tribute show, Legends in Concert, direct from London, featuring tributes to Elton John, Freddie Mercury, Adele,
hello, how are you?
Rod Stewart, and Dusty Springfield. These incredible artists, backed by a live band, deliver one of the most spectacular concerts you'll ever see. Every ticket at the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Order your tickets now. Call 800-477-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. See Legends in Concert, direct from London, live on stage, June 1st through July 16th, exclusively at the Fireside Theater.
There seem to be a lot of mergers and acquisitions in the insurance business. To share some knowledge about the impact, I'm talking with Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Hi, Vince. Have you heard from your insurance agent recently? Did they take time to personally discuss your most recent renewal or the changes impacting your business? It may just be poor service, or it may be because they've been acquired or sold. The insurance market's too dynamic and too complex today to allow the uncertainty associated with mergers and acquisitions to put your business at risk. Being stable during uncertain times is a valuable asset. If 48 years of stability, local family ownership, and deep industry knowledge are important to you, you need to learn more about R&R Insurance.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
As a business insurance top 100 agency, R&R Insurance will be focused on you, the client, and not the progress and payout of an acquisition. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Cut through the clutter with Axiom, the weekly newsletter from Annex Wealth Management. Subscribe today for 7 insights built and delivered to you every Sunday. It'll help you navigate the markets and the things that affect your money. The Axiom. Sign up at annexwealth.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Brewers win the series and go at it again tonight at American Family Field. Brandon Sneid has sports at 7:15.
Strongest typhoon in decades hitting the U.S. Pacific Island territory of Guam on Wednesday night. The storm tearing down trees, walls, power lines, flipping cars, pushing a dangerous storm surge ashore as well. Now, the early scope of the damage difficult right now to ascertain because power and internet failures make communication with this tiny island very difficult.
Microsoft warning about a Chinese cyber attack.
Microsoft says a Chinese-sponsored hacking group called Volt Typhoon has been spying on a wide range of U.S. critical infrastructure organizations.
What these hackers were doing was going old school and only using Microsoft commands to move around the network, and that's a lot harder to detect.
Intelligence analyst Alan Liska.
These attackers aren't going after, everyday users or small businesses or anything like that. They're going after a very specific set of businesses and organizations.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
New studies giving some odd advice on living longer.
Apparently, the key to living longer is to breathe less. That's according to scientists at Massachusetts General Hospital who discovered that living in a state of hypoxia or low oxygen can increase a lifespan. They tried it on mice and found those breathing air with less oxygen lived about 50% longer. Experts say oxygen deprivation won't necessarily work for humans, but researchers say there's already evidence that shows people who live in states with a higher altitude do tend to live a few years longer. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
So how's that helping you? Or was that just so you know?
Yeah,
right?
I think it's an FYI.
We changing our lives in any way based on that?
God, no.
Breathing slightly more shallow. I'm only taking it in a little bit. 7:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
It's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Educators Credit Union. On behalf of all of Educators Credit Union, they would like to express their sincere gratitude to all our public safety professionals. Despite the obstacles you face every day, you continue to make the selfless decision to show up and serve local communities. The care, courage, and commitment it takes does not go unnoticed. Thank you for taking the time away from your family to protect, support, and care for ours. Thank you for all that you do.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on two wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options at their June 1st open house. To RSVP or to schedule a tour, visit harwoodplace.org.
7:10 here. Let's check in on the traffic with Debbie.
All right. We are still seeing a bit of a backup, but it's a lot better. It's 19 minutes now to get from the zoo to Highway 16 on westbound 94. And the accident at Calhoun has just been cleared. So that'll start to improve throughout the morning. Northbound on 41, we do have a little bit of a backup between Blue Mound Road and Watertown Plank Road. But other than that, all of our volume, although it's a little bit heavier, we're really not slowing anything down, even through the construction zones. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: early clouds, then afternoon sunshine, still cool and breezy with highs in the upper 50s near the lake, mid-60s inland. Mainly clear tonight with lows dipping into the lower and mid-40s. Sunny and pleasant for Friday with highs in the mid-60s near the lake, near 70 farther inland. Sunny and beautiful for Saturday with highs in the low to mid-70s. A little bit more cloud cover for Sunday with highs in the mid-70s to near 80 degrees, and mostly sunny for Monday with highs in the mid-70s, low 80s farther inland. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now, Milwaukee temperature 48 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
What's Cramp talking about on 6 today? Where is he? He's at First and Bowl. What is that?
I don't know. I've never seen that place before.
We got all the monitors here at our studios at the Avenue. We're looking 4, 6, 12, CNN. Can flip around and see what everybody's up to. And 6 days local through the 9 o'clock hour and actually through 10 o'clock. And Brian Cramp, their features reporter, is always out someplace interesting.
Every day.
Yeah. And today's at, looks like, I don't know much about the place, but it appeared at first sight to be like sort of a bar place where you have a game that has been invented for you to play.
Like we got axe throwing.
Yes, exactly like that. Well, cool, right? And people are doing it. They obviously are successful. Like, I don't need more games to play.
What does that mean?
I'm getting worn out by all the new games. Like, because then you feel like, geez, I got to learn how to play this, or I got to learn how to do that. I got a buddy who, I play pickleball.
Sure.
I play tennis. I play golf. I'm good. Right? I don't have enough time to do any of those things. I got a buddy up in Cedarburg. He wants me to come out there to play paddle tennis. What the hell is that even? It's like got chicken wire around it, and the ball bounces off the thing, and then you play.
Like fun.
So it's got its own rules and its own equipment and its own like special place.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Then I was reading recently about pickle wall, which is pickleball, but then it's played in a different kind of place, and you can play it off the wall. Like, man,
no?
I got 3 sports I don't have time to play already. The problem here is not lack of a fun sport to participate in.
So no more fun sports.
So that's it. Nobody invent any new sports from here on out,
originality.
or I'm going to lose it. Sports is sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac, where the Memorial Day sales event is on. Steer into summer and drive inspired in a new Mazda from Holiday, the destination to get more Mazda for your money, more for your trade, and enjoy more choices from their fast-expanding selection, including Mazda CX-5, CX-50, and the all-new first-ever Mazda CX-90. Choose one that's in stock today or reserve one that's on the way. You'll be in the caring hands of Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer, its #1 Mazda certified pre-owned dealer, and the Badger State's only recipient of the prestigious Mazda President's Club Award, recognizing exceptional guest care. Accolades are per Mazda North American Operations, Performance, and Zone Sales records for 2022. As a repeat fan of theirs myself, I can confidently say you are in for a great buying and ownership experience when you drive Holiday. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors. Certainty Diamond Level Select Shingle Masters. The best of the best. And that's why you can feel confident in choosing us to install your new roof.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Packers will have a new look heading into 2023. Green Bay will be led by a new starting quarterback for the first time since 2008. But if you ask Aaron Jones, no matter who the quarterback is, expectations don't change, and the thought of a rebuild isn't something he or the team is willing to buy.
Nah, not at all. We got everything we need here. If you think we're in a rebuild and you got the wrong team, the wrong place, so we're here to play ball. We got everything we need. Like I said, our defense is going to be ready to ball. We're going to be ready to ball. Special teams is going to be ready to ball. So we know it's going to take all 11. We're going to have to depend on each other in all phases. But we're hungry. We're ready to prove a lot of people wrong. We know what people are saying. But everybody has an opinion, and most of them stink. So.
The Packers will wrap up their first block of OTAs later today, and they will resume again on May 30th. Over to the diamond, as Adrian Hauser only allowed 2 hits in just over 5 scoreless innings, and the Brewers homered 3 times in a 4-0 victory over the Houston Astros on Wednesday afternoon.
Now Houston, blessed with starting pitching. Anderson checks on right. Tucker back. Gone again. Brian Anderson goes the other way. It's 4-0.
Jeff Leverton on the call right here on WTMJ as Anderson knocked in his 8th homer of the season, and with the win, the National League Central leading Brewers improved to 27-22 on the season. They have a 2-game lead in the division. Next up for the Crew, the San Francisco Giants come to town for a 4-game set that will begin later tonight. First pitch is set for 6:40. Over to the ice, the Florida Panthers clinched their berth in the Stanley Cup Finals with a win and a sweep of the Carolina Hurricanes. This one by a final score of 4-3. The Admirals will also begin their best-of-7 Western Conference Finals in the Calder Cup Playoff Series tonight in Palm Springs. The puck between the Milwaukee Admirals and Coachella Valley Firebirds will begin at 9 p.m.
Coming up, what we still don't know about the new Milwaukee Public Museum. We're going to talk live with MPM President and CEO Ellen Sensky. That's next.
Giants are headed to Milwaukee, and Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey are making sure this house is full.
Hit to right center, high in the gap. Winker into second with a scorching double.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:05.
Swinging a drive to left and deep. Get out of here, gone for Joey Weaver.
This series is sponsored by Steinhoffel's Memorial Day Sale. We are the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Hey, Eric Bilstead here with WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News. I know we're talking about that brand new Milwaukee Public Museum that's going to open up in a couple of years. It'll look sharp. It'll look shiny. It'll look brand new. You know what else looks sharp and shiny and brand new?
Your brand new garage doors from J.D.
doors
Griffiths.
From J.D. Griffiths. That's right. For more than 70
Was I right?
years. Absolutely. J.D. Griffiths has been doing it for more than 70 years. Milwaukee's premier provider and builder of garage doors. It was time for us. It was just a moment that we knew was happening. Our garage doors were dated. They're dinged up. They're ugly. They looked bad. So we decided to go to jdgriffiths.com. Really simple to use website, jdgriffiths.com. And we got ourselves a free at-home estimate. We talked to Ken. Ken gave us some ideas, gave us some thoughts, helped us customize our garage doors. We set in the order, and now we have them. Their installation was super quick and easy. The garage doors work wonderfully. They pop on the house now, and I just absolutely love staring at them when I come home on a beautiful day. jdgriffiths.com is the website, and reminders that they don't just do the garage doors, they also offer affordable servicing of existing garage doors, of course, and JD Griffiths is your local custom detached garage builder. Go to the website, jdgriffiths.com right now and schedule your free at-home estimate today, jdgriffiths.com.
Time saver traffic. Let's check in with Debbie Lazago. We got to get some movement here, Deb.
Yeah, that's moving. It's moving. We have it moving a little bit better right now. Westbound 94 is what we're talking about. We had an accident at Calhoun, and that had a couple lanes blocked. It was really gummed up all the way back to the zoo. That is actually getting better. 19 minutes to get from the zoo to Highway 16. So we're slowly but surely starting to ease up. Still backed up past the county line, but it's starting to move in the right direction. Northbound 41, a little bit backed up from about Blue Mound Road up to about Watertown Plank. Southbound 43 still looking nice and smooth all the way through the construction zones, all the way to the Marquette. And don't forget, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast looking pretty nice. A little bit on the cool and breezy side today with a 64 degrees inland high. A little bit cooler near the lake. Afternoon sunshine, then mainly clear tonight. Low temperature at 44 along the lake shore. Could dip down below 40 degrees if you're away from the lake. And sunny and pleasant on Friday. 63 at the lake, 70 degrees inland. Saturday's high, 76 under sunny skies. Cooler near the lake. Cooler near the lake once again on Sunday with a high of 80. And for Memorial Day, mostly sunny skies, having 74 at the lake. Pushing 80 degrees once again inland. Right now at 48 in Milwaukee. .720 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Milwaukee Public Museum this week unveiled its fifth and final permanent gallery design for the future museum set to open in 2026.
The point is to really create these surprising moments that will create memories for generations to come.
That is Aronde Wright. He's with Think Design. That's the company that's helping imagine and draw up the plans for the new space, which will go up just north of Fiserv Forum. So we now have a pretty good look at what will be preserved, what will be new in the future museum. And museum president and CEO Ellen Sensky is with us live this morning. Been a busy few weeks for you, Ellen.
A busy few months, or
Yes,
a busy few years.
Indeed. Well, you know, passions run high when it comes to our treasured spaces here in Milwaukee, and the museum is, of course, one of them. So we've got to look now at what the museum is going to look like inside and outside. What kind of feedback are you starting to get from people after all of these reveals?
The feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, and I think that I want to attribute that to the fact that we have been out in the community with workshops and listening sessions and really listening to and really digging deep into what does that mean. You love the streets, what does that actually mean? And so what we did was we brought all of that feedback together and produced the exhibits that provide that immersive experience, which is one of the biggest things that people want. They want to be immersed. So we provided that. We brought some of the old with us and repurposed it into new and exciting ways. So I think that positive feedback is because because we were listening and we implemented what we were listening to.
We're talking with Milwaukee Public Museum President and CEO Ellen Sensky this morning. Yeah, so Ellen, what don't we know yet? Because we've seen all the 5 permanent galleries revealed. We know what the new museum is going to look like from the exterior. What else do you still have to show and to share with us?
So what you don't know is all of the detail, which we are still working on, and the specific stories. And we will share some of that over the next few years because we want to keep you engaged and interested during this long project. But we also want to make sure that we leave some of it a mystery so that you have something to discover in the new museum. We do have the entire ground floor has not been revealed yet, so at some point we will go more in depth on what those visitor amenities will be on the ground floor, as well as our garden space. We've done a little bit of a reveal of the garden space on the top, but as we get more detail on that and the garden space that's on the north side of the building, we'll reveal that. We also have a massive number of collection items to move, and I know that's always interesting to people is what does it take to move those? So we'll be sharing some of those stories on how do you move elephants, tigers.
Eric asked if you were going to borrow pickup trucks and such and just kind of throw them in the back. It's not a long distance.
Right. Just have a guy out there holding it.
Yeah, the short answer is no.
So no on that. You don't need any. Okay, good.
Ellen, I was curious about that, though. I'm intimidated when I go in my back basement storage area by all the garbage I have down there that I don't know what to do with. Some of it I want to save. Some of it I feel like I got to document in some way or get rid of. What are you going to do with all that stuff? Do you keep all of it, or are there certain things that could be moved on or sold or given away?
So with they're kind of 2 categories, which are the collection items, which are accessioned into the museum, owned by the county, and those will all go to the new museum. So those are kept in perpetuity for the citizens of this community. And that is our obligation. They are, we don't just hang on to things because we want them for us. We want them for future generations. And thank goodness that's been happening for 140 years, or we wouldn't have the museum that we have. Then there are props. I'm thinking of like a Jeep that's in the rainforest, or the shell of an exhibit. And those we still have to determine what happens to those. Some of those will be repurposed into the new museum, and that's another one of the big things that we have to figure out. But we do have a process for all of this, and it is dictated by our collections policy and how we not only take care of collections and repurpose them, but how we do that with props, etc. So another, I wish I could tell you, I'm not keeping a secret. This is something we're
still working on
out.
It. Right. Future Museum set to open in 2026. We're talking with Ellen Sensky, President and CEO of the Milwaukee Public Museum. In terms of fundraising, Ellen, estimated $240 million for the whole project. I think when last you and I spoke, it's been quite some time, but you were nearly halfway there. Do you have an update on where you are right now?
We have been making progress, and we will be doing an announcement in the next month or so. We're finalizing a few gifts that we really are excited to share. But until we do that, we want to make a big leap and not do $1 million or $2 million at a time.
So to be one of those another big reveal.
That's right. We need to keep the community engaged throughout this long process.
Well, I will speak candidly here. As someone who loves the museum very much, and it's a very special space to me, I have to say I love everything that I've seen so far about the new museum. And I don't want to say I was skeptical, but I was definitely concerned.
You were nervous.
That what I wanted was going to be in this new space. And so far, everything I've seen that you have rolled out in the renderings and all of the stuff looks fantastic.
Well, thank you. It's been, we have a wonderful team here, both internally and then with our partners, and And as again, we've been partnering with the community, and we know this is a beloved institution, and we know that we can't stay where we are, and that means change. But we want to make sure that we are listening and that we are capturing what is most beloved.
Appreciate your time very much. Ellen Sensky, President and CEO of the Milwaukee Public Museum, live with us this morning. Thanks, Ellen.
Thank you.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down nearly 260 points to 32,800 on Wednesday. NASDAQ closed at 12,484. That was off 76 points. And the S&P 500 to 4115. That was down more than 30. For a deeper dive of the markets, listen to the Annex Wealth Management SWAT podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Don't miss out on the Memorial Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. For 2 weeks, enjoy 35% off Norwalk Upholstery. Norwalk Furniture is an Ohio-based company specializing in handcraft upholstered furniture since 1902. Create a sofa or chair as unique as you are with our thousands of customizable options. If you want spectacular discounts on the best furniture you'll ever own, stop in at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield and Highway 100 in Greenfield. Memorial Day sale ends June 5th.
I don't want to go to bed at night dreading waking up in the morning knowing that I'm going to feel like a rusty lawn chair getting out of bed and getting opened up and not being able to really move for a couple hours really throughout the day.
For former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter and those dealing with daily aches and pains, QC Kinetics regenerative pain treatments are a game changer, providing long-lasting relief.
Go into a specific joint, a specific region, and then help promote that healing process using your own body's mechanisms to heal. I mean, that's been something that's pretty powerful, and there's no surgery, there's no downtime.
QC Kinetics natural treatments help the body heal and restore itself. No more rusty lawn chair.
It's no surprise to see people being willing to try this first, especially when it has such great results.
Pain relief the natural way. QC Kinetics. Call today for your complimentary consultation. Find out if you're a good candidate for treatment.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
We're coming up on 7:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Our top story, a nearly century-old company, a manufacturer in Milwaukee, shutting down.
I'm Eric Bilstead. What was he doing outside the school?
I'm Brandon Snod. A new season, a new look, and a new leader ready to be heard in Green Bay.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. There it is. Everything's starting to slow down a little bit, just a general heavier volume. Westbound 94 is a bit heavy from Highway 100 through the county line. Had an earlier accident around Calhoun that's been cleared up. Northbound on 41 out of the Zoo interchange all the way up past Swan Boulevard. The southbound side is backing up just south of Hampton down past Capitol Drive. And eastbound 94, watch for the delays from 68th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Painting Time Saver Traffic.
Breezy and cool today with a 64-degree high. Inland 58 at the lake right now in Milwaukee at 48 degrees.
Punishments over the January 6th insurrection. Stuart Rhodes, founder of the Oath Keepers, gets sentenced today for seditious conspiracy. Prosecutors want 25 years. And already sentenced Richard Barnett, the guy who propped his feet up on then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's desk. He got 54 months behind bars. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis officially running for president, making his announcement with a glitchy chat on Twitter.
After about 25 minutes of technical difficulties, Ron DeSantis finally appeared with Elon Musk on Twitter Spaces, the audio-only discussion forum. He made the announcement, although it wasn't much of a discussion. It sounded a little bit more like a stump speech, to say the least, not a smooth start to a presidential campaign.
ABC's Jonathan Karl. DeSantis won't kick off his campaign in Florida, but in Iowa next week. Today marks 3 years to the day George Floyd was killed with a police officer's foot on his neck in Minneapolis. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after nearly a century in Milwaukee, Master Lock is shutting down its manufacturing plant at 32nd and Center. Hundreds of jobs lost. TMJ4's Elaine Rojas Castillo.
As of right now, details are still very limited. We're working to learn more about what happened, but the United Auto Workers local chapter says that employees were notified yesterday afternoon that they'd only have jobs through the fall. The union says that Master Lock said that the plant will eventually cease operations next year and that employees will stay employed until October, until operations completely ramp down by March of next year, leaving 330 people without a job.
An 18-year-old man from Waukesha will face second-degree recklessly endangering safety charges weeks after police were forced to lock down Waukesha North High School because he was seen outside the school with a gun. Ashel Ali, now 18, was seen walking near the school armed with a small rifle last month. The Journal-Sentinel says the charges he faces, though, have little to do with any direct threat to the school, despite the disruption and the lockdown there at Waukesha North. The criminal complaint does say that Ali had shown up at the school a month earlier, dressed in all black, hood covering his head, goggles covering his eyes, neck warmer covering his face, and he claimed he needed to use the bathroom. They called police. That's when police first had him on their radar.
Parents in Germantown asking the school board to step in and take action after anti-Semitic symbols have been popping up in the schools. One parent told the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel swastikas were drawn on the gym floor at Kennedy Middle School, also found in the bathroom and on desks and lockers. A metal swastika found at Germantown High School in the welding shop class. The superintendent tells the paper the district is aware of the incidents, but declined to speak further on that.
Man in the care of Milwaukee County Community Reintegration Center in Franklin has died of suicide. The county executive's office says the inmate, Antonio Benacorso, found Tuesday in his cell without a pulse, not breathing, as a result of an apparent self-harm incident. The Racine County Sheriff's Office now investigating the matter.
Another Wisconsin sports team asking for money from the state budget. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says two Green Bay area lawmakers asking that the budget include some $2 million to help pay for the cost of Green Bay hosting the NFL Draft in 2025. A couple of state representatives say that money would cover just a portion of the $7.5 million expected cost to the Packers. Measure proposes that the Wisconsin Economic Development Corp offer a grant to Experience Greater Green Bay. The Packers estimate that the draft could generate some $94 million in economic impact across the state.
Coming up, apparently this fashion trend is no more.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
May is here, and as a Wisconsinite, you know that marks the start of sun, warmth, and joy. So when the rubber meets the road, you better be ready for the changing weather and the adventures that may lie ahead. This is Jim Griffin. Don't worry whether you are a new or existing customer on the north, west, or south side of town. You are as welcome as the flowers in May. We have you covered with the marvelous service specials. We'll change your oil, inspect and rotate your tires, check the battery and air filter, give it a complete multi-point inspection, check your AC or your heat, and even change your wiper blades, all for $129.95. During the month of May, don't let your vehicle's safety and changing weather compromise your adventures. Be ready for the roads. As much confidence and peace of mind as possible when you take advantage of the marvelous service specials good at all 5 Griffin dealerships.
I'm certified financial planner Tony Drake with Drake & Associates. If you're retired or looking to retire soon, have you developed a strategy to minimize or eliminate the taxes when you start pulling money out of your IRA or 401k? If you haven't, then you have a very vulnerable plan because taxes are going up in the future. And if you look at the spending our government does, taxes could rise even more. Find out what's missing in your retirement strategy by requesting a copy of my Retirement Ready Toolkit that's loaded with materials designed to help protect you from taxes. Call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982 to get your free toolkit today.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Off Mosquito Repellent, a clean feel so you can accessorize without mosquitoes. You can wear classic whites and jeans and know what you are covered with 8 hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. S.C. Johnson.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Brewers General Manager and Senior Vice President Matt Arnold joins us in Brewers 360 at 7:45.
You're simply the best. Better than
A music legend has passed away, and this music legend had some time spent in Milwaukee.
Known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, Tina Turner performed at Summerfest twice, once to a sold-out amphitheater show in 1997, and before that at a side stage for 4 shows in 2 nights in 1983.
A lot of people hadn't really seen her live before that, and I'm telling you, she was just a dynamo up there. It was just something to watch.
Former Vice President of Entertainment at Milwaukee World Festival, Inc., Bob Babish tells WTMJ about watching Turner perform and seeing her backstage.
Pleasant and polite and just nice to be around backstage.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
They say it's official, skinny jeans are out.
Gen Z already said they're uncool for women, and now, guys, you don't have to squeeze your thighs into them anymore either. I know that you hate me. An influencer on TikTok posted a simple video showing men ditching the skinny and moving on to baggier, wider leg trousers, cargo pants, and relaxed denim. The video got more than 22 million views, and men followed up with their transformations. The original creators being praised now for, quote, doing God's work and changing lives. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Oh, come on, man. I'm so far behind every trend. Once I get switched out to whatever you're supposed to be wearing now, then they change it.
You're still in the baggy jeans anyway?
I would have been, right. And then you get the wife non-approval.
I don't know if mine are considered...
I mean, look at those jeans.
Are these considered skinny? I don't think they are.
Just stick to shorts.
Just go shorts all the time.
You can't go wrong.
That's true.
News is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. Retire well with Kowal.
During these uncertain times, there are a lot of added stressors on your plate, but your financial plan doesn't have to be one of them. Outsource your stress to us. Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. For more than 30 years, we have been helping our clients build a financial portfolio that can weather the storm, and we'd like to help you too. Our team of fiduciary advisors will walk you through our streamlined retirement process, answer your retirement questions, and stress test your financial plan to ensure that you can stay on track to your financial goals. At Kowal Investment Group, we care about you and your vision for retirement. You can trust us to guide you every step of the way. If you're close to or already in retirement and have $750,000 or more in retirement assets, give our office a call today at 262-522-4040. That's 262-522-4040, or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your complimentary, no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Need a kitchen remodel guy, paint guy, gutter guy? No, you don't. J&J Contractors do it all, using high-quality materials for your interior and exterior needs. Just Google J&J Contractors.
7:39 on Wisconsin's Morning News with traffic sponsored by J&J Contractors, Southeastern Wisconsin's most trusted home remodeler since 1983. Deb?
Well, it started to get better, and then we had another accident. It's westbound 94. This time it's at just west of Elm Grove Road, and it looks like we got the 2 right lanes blocked with this. Lots of emergency and police vehicles out there, so that's something to keep in mind. They're trying to push everything off to the side. Oh, fire truck just got there. So yeah, those lanes are going to be blocked for a little while yet. So delays out of the zoo. Eastbound 94 slowing down from about 84th Street through the stadium. The westbound side just woke up and now is getting into it. We've got delays basically from 25th Street through the stadium interchange. Northbound 41 heavy from the zoo all the way up past Swan Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: early clouds, then afternoon sunshine, still cool and breezy with highs in the upper 50s near the lake, mid-60s inland. Mainly clear tonight with lows dipping into the lower and mid-40s. Sunny and pleasant for Friday with highs in the mid-60s to near 70 degrees. Sunny and beautiful for Saturday with highs in the low to mid-70s. A few more clouds for Sunday with highs in the mid-70s near the lake, up to 80 degrees farther inland. And for Memorial Day, more sunshine with highs in the mid-70s, low 80s farther to the west. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
At 7:41, we're at 48 degrees. Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold joins us coming up in a few minutes on Brewers 360. We're going to start off the 8 o'clock hour talking about what I'm referring to, Eric, as senior moments.
All right.
Now, traditionally, we think of senior moment as what? We're getting on in age and
forgetfulness.
Get a little forgetful, right? What was that guy's name again? Or left my car keys in the refrigerator. How did that happen?
Happens to me all the time.
Right? But this senior moment is probably relatable to everyone in some way because you're at some stage of this. I have a senior who's about to graduate from high school.
Here we go.
So maybe you're a grandparent. You've been through this with your own kids. Now your grandkids are graduating. You're a parent who's been through it. You're a teenager or a college kid who's going through that now, graduating yourself. So I'm having these senior moments. We had one the other night. It was my senior's last choir concert.
Okay.
It was a very good show. I'll play you some samples of the music.
Okay.
Across the board. But one number in that show got me.
Yeah?
Right?
Struggle to
I was not thinking that was going to happen to me. I'm a pretty collected and even-keeled guy. I get upset about things, but I don't usually get overly emotional, right?
If there's one emotion you have, it's anger.
Right, it's anger. Right. This wasn't that. This one put me down. Tough.
Wow.
So we'll talk about that coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Like we said, Senior Vice President and General Manager of your Milwaukee Brewers, Matt Arnold, coming up next.
Greg Matzek here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, your destination to gear up for summer travel, score enticing offers, and get more for your trade on a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC, or GM certified pre-owned model. I'm confident you'll enjoy their simplified buying approach and award-winning guest care. It's the stuff that makes fans of drivers from all over Wisconsin, and I'm one of them. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Automotive, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. When it comes to memory care and assisted living, you want a team that knows compassion and empathy. That's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know, my grandma's in assisted living. I have an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, right now in memory care. At Azura, they specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. 14 locations in Wisconsin, AzuraLiving.com, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. The teams I trust are at Azura. AzuraLiving.com.
Get big savings during the Memorial Day sale at Fleet Farm. Pick up 5 bags of superior colored mulch for $10. Farm Fresh Selects Patriotic Hanging Baskets are just $12.99. And get a 25-pound bag of black oil sunflower seeds for $14.99. Plus, all active military and veterans get an additional 10% off in-store purchases through May 29th. These deals won't last long, so hurry in during the Memorial Day sale going on now at Fleet Farm.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
Adrian Hauser allowed only 2 hits in just over 5 scoreless innings, and the Brewers, with 3 homers, beat the Houston Astros by a score of 4-0 on Wednesday afternoon. The Brewers are now winners in 3 of their last 4 games and will look to continue those winning ways as they get ready to host the San Francisco Giants for a 4-game series that begins tonight at American Family Field. First pitch is set for 6:40.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Holiday Automotive.
He gets on base a lot, Rocco. Do I care if it's a walk or a hit? Heat? You do not. I do not.
Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold is with us live this morning. Morning, Matt.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
So let me read you this text I got from Joe Vitrano, the man who taught me to love baseball. My brother and me. He sends a text. He's a 20-game package holder, and he throws a few more in there every season as well. Get this text from him yesterday. Went to the Brewers games yesterday and today, meaning Monday, Tuesday. Today the game lasted 2 hours and 10 minutes. This is going to save baseball. You made this guy real happy, man.
Man, it could have saved a lot of hours of my life, that's for sure. No, it's a lot of fun. I mean, the pace of the game is great. The way the new rules have energized, I think, the fans and the players, I think, is a really good thing for everybody.
Has it changed your routine at all during a game where it goes so quick you're like, oh shoot, I gotta get moving on this?
Oh yeah, a lot actually. Sometimes I'll be in my office working, or actually, oftentimes I'll be downstairs. I try to get a quick workout in, and the game can move quick, and I don't want to be in the back working out while the game's still going on. So I got to be ready to go. So that will the pace of the game will sometimes speed up, and I gotta move quicker than I'm capable of.
And Matt, speaking of pace of game and the pitch clock, that's been the big reason for it. There's been a lot of injuries with starting pitchers in the early parts. What are we, 2 months into the season? The Brewers, you guys have a handful of your own. Do you think the pitch clock has any effect on those injuries? Is it increasing them? Is it really nothing? Is it just happening?
Yeah, I do think it's possible. I still think we're learning more about it. But, yeah, I have heard that from some of the veteran pitchers especially. A lot of guys are used to that time in between innings, and then when they're moving so quickly, when there's only 15, 20 seconds to throw the baseball, you just got to get the ball and go. And then oftentimes when they have a 6-pitch inning in between and they have to go right back out, that's a lot. These guys have to really be explosive out there, and so certainly I think they put themselves at the potential for more injury for sure.
You've had to deal with more than your share, Matt, but you got to probably have an even keel about it emotionally. Like, nobody's got time for you to walk around and go, woe is me, we have a lot of injuries, right?
No, certainly no complaining from us. Yeah, everybody's dealing with these types of injuries. That we've seen it with a number of the really good teams. The Dodgers have a bunch, and so do the Braves, and those are both good teams. And so we're dealing with the same thing as well here, but we're doing what we can to put the best product on the field every day.
Okay, it's WTMJ Content Team Night at the ballpark, so several of us will be there today. We'll find you somewhere. As long as you're not working out.
That would be great. Would love to see you guys.
All right, thanks, Matt. We'll see you at the Yard tonight. Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold.
If he's a good hitter, why doesn't he hit good?
Mark Tauscher joins us next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get inside the mind of Mark Tauscher.
I got no FOMO for your show, Mo.
See the world from his perspective.
The chutzpah on this guy to bring ribs onto the plate and then eat them. I can't think of anything worse.
On Wisconsin's Morning News. Every day at 7:50.
I like a little mayo on the bottom.
Oh,
it's actually bad, though.
What are you, French?
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by your Wisconsin Chevy dealers. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Hey, it's Thursday Trivia Day. Old National Bank talk and text line is 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Caller number 5 plays Trivia with Tausch next.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley are thrilled with their brand new Pella patio door.
It's like having a brand new kitchen. It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing, and it makes it comfortable for the life we live, which is an active one.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside.
For the first time, our whole house actually feels like the same climate.
And no drafts. Don't have to have any of those extendo cornhole bags anymore. It's a game changer.
I'm Gina Della from Pella, and if you order today, get 0% interest for up to 48 months. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we strive to always give the best possible quality of service. Our experts provide an in-home consultation where they'll listen to your needs and help choose the perfect products for your home, which can be customized to fit any decor. The installation is completed in as little as a day with no mess and no hassle, leaving nothing but perfect results. Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer ends 5/31/2023.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Are you ready for a new shower this spring? Well, if you are, Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned business in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit kswisconsin.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you. Again, that's kswisconsin.com.
Grill it up right this holiday with Sendik's natural pork baby back ribs or natural boneless skinless chicken breasts at just $3.99 per pound. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. What is happening, Debbie?
All right, westbound 94. We've got a new accident that's at Elm Grove Road. Now, just the right lane is blocked, but we do have a lot of emergency vehicles out there. So The delays stretch all the way back through the zoo. As a matter of fact, you'll start to hit the brakes just after 84th Street, believe it or not. So, going to be a long, slow crawl. Right now, 24 minutes to get from the zoo to Highway 16. On westbound 94 itself, going to be about 10 minutes to get from downtown to the zoo. So, delays from about 20th Street through the stadium and then back on the brakes 84th Street on out. Northbound on 41, heavy through the zoo interchange from just north of Greenfield Avenue is where you're slowing down, all the way up past Swan Boulevard. Southbound 43, lots of company there. Things slowing down from Good Hope Road down past Silver Spring and then back on the brakes from Capitol Drive in pockets down towards the Marquette. The northbound side slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Capitol Drive as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Bit on the cool side today and still breezy with a high of 64 degrees. A little bit cooler near the lake. Mainly clear tonight. 44 degrees. Your lakeside low could dip below 40 if you're away from Lake Michigan. Right now, 48 in Milwaukee.
It's the most important pick you'll make all week. Who are you going to pick? This guy?
The hostess with the mostest.
This guy?
Guten Tag, ladies.
Or him?
I feel like I'm a smart person most of the time.
The choice is yours. It's time for Trivia with Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and by Kohler Services. Mark Tauscher with us for trivia this morning. And Tausch, our player contestant is Lori in Fond du Lac. Morning, Lori.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, actually. So what had just happened here is when I punched Lori up, I lost Tausch. So you're going to have to fill the time with us here, Lori. Tell us all about yourself.
Well, I live in Fond du Lac. I have 2 boys and 6 grandchildren.
Oh, congratulations on the grandkids.
Thank you. And let's see, I kind of keep busy with them, going to soccer games and helping out.
That sounds like a good time over there. All right, let's see if we can help you win trivia today. You got to pick me, Eric Bilstead, or Mark Tauscher to get Brandon's question right, or you think he stumps us all. What do you think?
I'm going to go with Eric.
Oh, an Eric pick.
He is on fire, though.
All right, Lori, hang on a second here. I'm going to put you on hold as it plays out, and hopefully Eric can deliver for you. Tausch, good morning.
Good morning. What is going on here? I win a couple weeks, and then you hang up on me?
Yeah, well, I guess Tausch isn't available. He's blowing us off today.
Yeah.
No, that was...
This is an upset, too. Somebody picked Bilstead, like, knowingly?
He's won 2 out of the last 3.
I was going to say, I've had a good run recently.
On a bit of a win streak.
Yeah, you got that music one right that nobody knew anything about. That's true. All right.
Tausch, this should be a good one for you. All right. In honor of the NFL awarding Green Bay the 2025 NFL Draft, which college has produced the most draft picks in NFL history?
Ooh. Okay, I think I know, but I'm going to take a clue unless those guys want to jump in.
Yeah, no.
I kind of want to jump in, but I'm thinking more recent.
You want to blow yourself up right away?
We can go with a hint. Why don't we go with a hint first?
Let's hint it up.
Okay. Want to go with a hint first? All right. This school has won the 2nd most national titles in college football history, but they are also currently in their longest title drought ever.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to take a shot. I'm going Notre Dame.
Well done.
That was a good one. Here's a quick follow up for you guys if you want to add one more in there. I don't have any hints, but we'll throw this one out there. In what year was the first NFL draft held?
Oh, no, that's interesting. All right, so 1919, first time we went through this, right? The league was born.
Correct.
We didn't have drafts back then, did we?
No, can't have.
Are you sure?
Did you?
I don't know.
See, I always get a little nervous now guessing dates because if I'm off by 1 year like I was last trivia, I get insulted like, oh my God, what are you talking about?
That's ridiculous.
That is a ridiculous answer. It was actually 1970, not 1969. Oh, what an idiot you are, Sal.
Different decades.
I'm going to say 58.
Not even close.
No!
What
Legit
is
not
it,
even close.
You're not close on this one.
All right, let's see if Eric can get it. If Eric gets it, Lori wins anyway.
I'll say
All right,
70s.
I'm on board with that.
In the 70s.
70s is not even close.
All right, 1935.
That was close.
Oh my gosh.
That is really close. 1936.
Wow.
First
All right.
NFL draft.
That's way off. Well,
Way
good
off.
try, Vince, but you're way off.
Oh, Lori, sorry. Eric's very sorry he
Man.
couldn't deliver for
Yeah,
you today.
It's a rough one for me today.
Okay, I still like you guys. I like Pussy.
Yeah, please listen anyway. Thanks, Lori. All right, Tausch. So how did I would have thought, Notre Dame was
1936.
1936.
When's the last time
it-
Notre Dame won a national championship?
88.
Yeah, 88.
Barry
Yeah.
Alvarez was last year. It's
been a while.
As the coordinator. Yeah, I think Alabama has to have the most national championships.
They
right?
do.
But
They do with 12. Notre Dame has 8. Alabama has 12. Tausch, can you name 3 a couple of Hall of Famers that went to Notre Dame that played for Green Bay? Putting you on the spot
Paul
here.
Hornig.
Yep, Paul's one. Yep.
What's he with Michigan?
I don't know who. Ryan Grant is not a Hall of Famer.
Not a Hall of Famer. Dorsey Levens went there, but he's not a Hall of Famer. There's one more Hall of Famer though. For his name is in
What
the
era? What era?
30s.
Oh, I have no idea.
I believe it was
Tony
the 30s.
Canadeo.
No, Hurley Lambeau went to Notre Dame.
the University of Notre Dame.
So who is after? So is Army? Because I always feel like Army, because they won so many early on, is always the sneaky answer with the national championships. Because way back then, they won a bunch. Is Army on that list?
I was even thinking along those lines, Tausch, like Ivy League, like back in the day.
Yeah.
Harvard won 38 championships, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's it's interesting that Alabama has completely surpassed it. Now Notre Dame. It's been that long since they've won, and I don't think anything's changing anytime soon.
Princeton is up there.
See, there you go.
Princeton. Let's see who else.
The boys just keep
USC.
matriculating the ball down the field there on the old gridiron today.
Harvard is up there, so yeah, your Ivy League schools are up there.
Our men from Princeton today will battle it out against Harvard. You like that guy? No?
What is that?
That's old-timey guy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You got a suit and tie on, and you
Yeah.
got your ballpoint pen and taking notes. Yeah, I can see that.
Little hat on the top that says press, right, with the little press card in it. I tell you what, boys, it's going to be quite a matchup today. No, that's it?
No, I got nothing for you.
All right, eject. We'll be done. Till tomorrow, Tausch.
Hey, Tausch.
All right, see you, boys.
Business headlines are up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Sean Ryan.
Approvals from the Waukesha County Board means Newman Development is ready to advance a debated 211-home Delafield subdivision. Earth moving could start in spring 2024. American Transmission Company is seeking state approvals to buy and renovate the headquarters building it currently leases in Pewaukee. That would cost $91 million. Kohl's is redesigning its store interiors in the hope of improving sales. That includes moving home goods to the front and adding self-checkout kiosks to about a quarter of its brick-and-mortar stores. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
So, I have a question for all you guys out there. Why is it that I see you hauling all kinds of stuff in your trucks? Lumber, ATVs, furniture, and everything is strapped down tight. Except you. I mean, come on, fellas. You're just as important as your buddy's blue plaid sofa. Buckle up.
Pickups rock. They also roll. Buckle up in your truck and arrive alive. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Skylight Music Theater presents Super You, showing May 26th through June 18th. Super You is an empowering woman-led new musical celebrating the journey of a comic book artist who learns to love herself and find her voice when her own superheroine creations come to life. Led by an all-female creative team featuring a diverse cast of performers, Super You explores themes of overcoming grief and finding inner strength. Showing May 26th through June 18th, tickets start at $40. Visit skylightmusictheater.org to get your Super You tickets today.
It's time for amazing Memorial Day savings at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, shop unbeatable deals on everything you need for summer, like men's Lee Extreme Motion Shorts, just $34.99. New at Blaine's, rewards members save $150 on a Charbroil 6-burner grill, and all Livingston vegetable and flower seeds 25% off MSRP. Plus, this Friday through Sunday, we're offering all veterans and active military an extra 10% off their entire purchase. In honor of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, Blaine's Farm and Fleet will be closed on Memorial Day.
Veterans benefits denied? Contact Tayback for the payback. Go to taybackattorneys.com.
V50 Fun. We smell the blood of San Franciscans.
Swing and a drive. Deep left field. Alvarez staring. 2 more for the crew. Owen Miller with a 2-run home run.
The Giants are in Brew City starting tonight at 6:05 on News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
.802, 48 degrees the high today, 64 inland. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, I'm Eric Bilstead. Hello, Debbie Losgood.
Hello, Erica. The bad news continues. We have this accident westbound 94 just past Elm Grove Road. We got the right lane blocked. Now, most of the stuff is off to the right side, but they do still have that right lane blocked, and it is backing up back past 92nd Street through the zoo, so be careful with that. Give yourself that extra time. Blue Mound, Greenfield still are options, by the way. Eastbound 94 seeing some delays from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange as well. And southbound 43, most of the delays happening right between Silver Spring and Hampton. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
After nearly a century in Milwaukee, Master Lock is shutting down its manufacturing plant at 32nd and Center. The United Auto Workers Union, it tells TMJ4's Miriam McCarr that hundreds of employees are going to be out of a job by this fall.
According to the union, Master Lock told employees that they will stay employed until October and operations will completely ramp down by March. That's 330 jobs lost. The union's local chapter says they're shocked by this decision. Master Lock was founded 102 years ago right here in Milwaukee, and the UAW says the facility on 32nd and Center is one of the last manufacturing companies standing in Milwaukee.
The pallet company in Slinger, where a massive fire took place last weekend, says it expects to be fully operational by the end of the week. The fire at Oak Creek Wood Products prompted authorities to shut down I-41 in Washington County on Sunday night. Smoke has been seen billowing from that site ever since. Company tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that the total damage from that fire was significant. However, the vast majority of its products were not affected, so they should be good to go here soon. The fire originated in a pile of mulch. Parents in Germantown asking the school board to take action after several anti-Semitic symbols were found in Germantown schools. One parent tells the Journal-Sentinel that swastikas were drawn on the gym floor at Kennedy Middle School. Also in the bathroom, on desks, lockers, also a metal swastika found at the Germantown High School. Superintendent tells the paper the district is aware of the incidents but declined to speak further on them. And many residents of Guam are without power and utilities. This after a large typhoon tore through the remote U.S. Pacific territory, ripping roofs off homes, flipping vehicles, and shredding trees. No one killed in that powerful storm. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures now open Saturdays 10 to 4.
Hi folks, this is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With cold weather fading, it's time to spruce up your home with new lights and ceiling fans. Our huge showroom displays all the finest brands, such as Visual Comfort, Hubbardton, Hudson Valley, Fanimation, and hundreds more. Whether it's the newest LEDs or more conventional styles, we get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. Trade in your old shades and get an extra 20% off. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids. BBC is located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue near the Potawatomi Casino. Shop Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday from 10 to 4. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
At
Advent founder, Dr. Madan Kandula.
If you were formerly breathing properly and we just plugged your nose up, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it for a few minutes. You're not going to like it for an hour. You wouldn't stand it for a day. If we're talking weeks, you're going to be clawing at the walls to get that thing off. And if we're talking months to years to decades, many of our patients are basically walking around with clothespins on their nose and they don't know any difference. They've never experienced what life is supposed to be like when you breathe properly, and so for them, they feel like it's normal. It should be no surprise that many of the folks that we treat have downstream conditions. So if somebody's nose isn't working properly, if somebody's throat isn't working properly, they're not breathing properly. And when you don't breathe properly, it creates problems for your body.
When you breathe well, you live better. Go to adventnose.com to schedule your appointment today.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventNose.com.
Adrian Hauser allowed only 2 hits in just over 5 scoreless innings, and the Brewers homered 3 times in a 4-0 victory over the Houston Astros on Wednesday afternoon. The Brewers are now winners in 3 of their last 4 games and will look to continue their winning ways as they get ready to host the San Francisco Giants for a 4-game series that begins tonight at American Family Field. First pitch is set for 6:40. On the ice, the Florida Panthers clinched their berth in the Stanley Cup Finals with a win and sweep of the Carolina Hurricanes, this one by a final score of 4-3. And the Admirals will begin their best of 7 Western Conference Finals in the Calder Cup playoff series tonight in Palm Springs. The puck will drop between Milwaukee and Coachella Valley at 9 p.m. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
It's still a pretty brutal ride westbound on 94. Why? Because of an accident at just past Elm Grove Road. Now, it looks like they've got that right lane still blocked, so it's going to be at least 23 minutes to get from the zoo to Highway 16, so a 12-minute delay there. Northbound from the zoo interchange all the way up to about Mayfair Road, actually, on 41 is going to be a slow ride as well. From the zoo to Highway Q, we are up to about 17 minutes there, so give yourself a good 3 minutes. Southbound 43 also got some pockets of traffic, heavy traffic right around Silver Spring to Hampton, but it's doable. It's about a 13-minute ride, so just a couple of extra minutes. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options at their June 1st open house. To RSVP or to schedule a tour, visit harwoodplace.org.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Some clouds early, and then it's going to be nice and sunny. Afternoon sunshine especially. Still cool, though. A high of just 64 inland. Tonight, clear, a low of 39. Friday, sunny and pleasant tomorrow, a high of 70. Saturday, the high is 76. Should be gorgeous Saturday. Sunday, partly cloudy, a high of 80. Memorial Day, Monday, sunny and a high of 80 degrees. How about that? Right now in Milwaukee, it's 50. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
Shut the hell up! Just about 8:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Thursday morning. I'm going to get emotional on you here for a moment. Share something that some of you have been through before, some of you are going through right now, and if you haven't, you're gonna. And this hit me in a way that I wasn't expecting. I'm calling them senior moments. And we were talking earlier, like traditionally when you say senior moment, you talk about when you're getting older.
Mm-hmm.
You start getting maybe a little forgetful.
You leave something somewhere, you forget to do something.
I just left this over here. Or that guy's, man, what was that guy's name? I just met him last week, or like,
where was I driving?
Leave the, or you go past your exit, done that. Okay, it was supposed to get off there. Right. Senior moment. Then you say, senior moment, getting older, tougher remembering things, all that. My senior moments are, I have a senior in high school who's about to graduate, and heretofore, I've honestly not thought much about the emotional side of it because it's been purely logistics. Where is she going to go to college? How are we going to pay for that? What are we going to expect of her?
Yep.
Daily, like, is this working? Because your spring semester senior, once accepted and all set in college, tends to lose focus a little bit, right?
Kind of phone that in.
Hey.
Put that on cruise control.
Right. We still need to finish over here. A lot of that. And I will admit, I've been almost somewhat joyful to a degree. My wife's like, boy, this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. She's graduating. Are our first child is graduating. I'm like,
it's a big deal.
I'm ready to not be fighting with her every night about this, that, or the other thing, right? So I've kind of looked at it that way, but it wasn't until it was thrust upon me in one of the first of what will probably be many of these moments that you're not expecting, that all of a sudden you just get blindsided with emotion of respecting the reality of what's happening. And for me, my senior moment this week was we had our choir concert at the high school. And all my kids are in high school right now. And Ella is going to be a music theater major. We're going to send her off to New York City for college. She's going to chase that dream, and that's super exciting. But this was her last choir concert. And actually, I'll play a couple of samples that do or do not include her because it was an overall good show.
Okay.
Okay, you want a little bit of choir concert?
Give me a little something.
Okay, here's a little something of the men's choir. Little Country Road for you. Little audience participation there.
Ooh, I like that.
Little clapping.
Not bad.
Good job, boys, right? Little men's choir, not bad. So Greendale High School there. And so I mentioned my daughter is going to be a music theater major. Bachelor of Fine Arts in Music Theater is what she's going for here. And so she's been involved in some of the music theory type of stuff, helping build out arrangements.
Oh, fantastic.
So not
Love
just
that.
singing, but like how does music work? Why does this go with that?
And that's not easy, by the way.
No. So I wanted to share this one, see if you recognize this song. You got the song, right?
Yeah, I know the song. I don't know if I know the name of it.
Your daughter's a little bit young, but she knows it. Wait for it.
Oh, yes. It's Rodrigo.
Driver's license.
Yep, yeah. Rodrigo, right?
So Ella arranged that with their a cappella group, G Harmony.
Cool.
And I thought they did a really nice job. So we're having, concerts rolling along. Everything's nice. I'm feeling, a little, hey, last show. My wife, again, has gone into this being like, you're going to have to record this because I'm going to be crying. Can you record this? Can you take the pictures? Because I'm going to be a mess. I'm like, it's the choir concert. And actually, my mind was kind of on, it's pretty late. It's 7 o'clock show.
Look at your watch.
How bad? What a jerk. But 7 o'clock. Well, look at.
Can we start this at 6:30?
You get the program and you're like counting the songs. All right, if each song goes about 3 to 5 minutes, we're out of here at 8:10, 8:20,
maybe 8:10.
Then there's the hugs and all the other stuff, right? So I'm doing that math and I'm fine. I'm good. And then oldest daughter, senior, who's graduating from high school, gets up for a duet with her younger sister, who's 2 years younger than her. Now, they're both theater kids, and they've been on stage before together. But these two get up, and if you know the show Wicked, there's the scene, and a number of them, between Galinda with a Ga, that's the Good Witch, and Elphaba, who's the Wicked Witch of the West, or eventually becomes that. And these two, have sisterhood strife, and they sing this duet together. And so here's my girls up on stage in this moment.
And none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet, as it passes by a window, like a stream that
I love that song.
who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you,
Okay, that'll be all for a second. For just a second. Whew. Hi.
Gets ya. Wow, who's cutting onions, man?
Right? So there it is. The first time it slapped me in the face, like like a 2x4, like something you see on YouTube or on Twitter. It pops up in your feed. Some guy whacks somebody in the head with a 2. Whack! Look at this guy. Boom.
Yeah,
You ask your wife to take
Down.
pictures and stuff because you're just going to be a mess.
Yeah, right. Well, it was my job to record that, so that was off of what I did. I held a steady camera, actually.
I noticed your camera.
Did a good job.
I thought it was good.
But man, what a moment. And I know parents everywhere are going through that, and so many of you have gone through that already. And I just wonder if we can connect on that, what that moment was for you as a parent. And now you have parents who have college graduation now, which makes it super real. But this is your your kid leaving the house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're going to send them out in the world. I was just telling Greg Pancake Hill, our producer, it feels like an EVA, extravehicular activity in space, like where they're outside the space station and maybe they're tethered or maybe they're one of those things, but they're out there in space.
Floating somewhere and going in some direction.
And you just got to trust the math, right?
And you can't reach
Very
back
good,
and
Debbie.
grab them. Exactly. And we're on the precipice of that moment. And that's how it hit me. I wonder if folks will share how that hit you and how you began to handle that in your life.
From the 414 on the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620. If you think you're emotional now, just wait. They get engaged. They move out. All of this is still coming.
Right. This is that first one, though. You know?
Why do I picture you like bawling walking her down the aisle?
Yeah, that could be a tough one, I suppose, down the road. 855-616-1620 is the Old National Bank talk and text line. When did it hit you, or when do you anticipate it will, if your kids are younger and coming up on this same moment, that things are going to be different moving forward? 855-616-1620 is the Old National Bank talk and text line. Old National Bank, get old. We'll share some of your thoughts coming up next.
Because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Follow that up, Deb, with an accident
Yeah,
on
what do you
90.
got, Lazica?
Yikes. Westbound 94 at Elm Grove Road. They're still slowing down heading past that scene because of the right lane being blocked with this accident. So just be prepared. It's going to be a slow one heading out past from 84th Street all the way through to the accident scene. Northbound on 894, backing up from Lincoln through the zoo and all the way up to about Swan Boulevard, almost to Mayfair Road. So it's pretty solid there. Got some delays on the northbound side of 4394 as well. Got word of a possible disabled vehicle just north of the Marquette interchange. So heads up with that. Keep your speeds in check if you're heading into that area. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The Best Buddies golf outing is the hottest ticket in June. We can promise it will be a fantastic afternoon of golf, networking, and friendship. Share the day with friends, clients, or colleagues. Hit a few balls, miss a few balls. And meet some new friends along the way. June 12th at Ironwood Golf Course. For all questions or for sponsorship opportunities, contact Caroline Tyson at carolinetyson@bestbuddies.org.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Favorite room in my house, that's the family room. Leads out to my favorite outdoor space at the home. That's the patio, where we'll be having our graduation party this year. And I'm excited. I'm hoping my new patio door will be installed by that time, because since we've owned the house, I've had this busted up patio door that I have been wrestling with since we moved in. No more. Got Pella Windows and Doors out to the house. We looked at a beautiful new patio door for the home and the surrounding windows as well. It's going to not only function well, it is going to be beautiful outside and inside our home. I worked with my man, Alex Della from Pella. My wife and I decided to change things up. We've got wood grain in there right now. We're going to go with white. Alex even sent me pictures of what that might look like in my family room once it's there, and that got me over the top, going ahead and trying something different. Their experts can help you choose the perfect products that can be customized to fit any decor and space. And if you've been putting it off, let me tell you about a special deal they're offering right now at Pella Windows Doors of Wisconsin. 0% interest for 48 months if you order today. The offer good through May 31st. Certain restrictions do apply. You can stop out to the beautiful showroom in Brookfield or shop ahead online at PellaWI.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. I always thought Vince Lombardi came up with that famous sports nugget, but it turns out he borrowed it from a college coach. And now I'm going to borrow it too. Because when there are 10 or 20 offers on a property, there's only one winner. In today's inventory-starved real estate market, you need a Lombardi-level mortgage coach. One who has all the best plays in the playbook. Going with your bank for your pre-approval is like playing in a professional playoff game with the JV coach at the helm. The Lombardi-level coaches at Accunet are called senior loan consultants, and each one has been trained by me to help you and your real estate agent work as one team to deliver the one and only thing that matters, winning. So if you've been losing with your flimsy bank pre-approval, trade up today to a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and a Lombardi-level game plan. And if you're just getting started, why not start with the best? Click on the blue button today and get started with your winning game plan at accunet.com.
8:21 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Dry your eyes, man. Sharing that emotional moment that hit me as I've got a high school graduating senior and looking ahead to that, and I imagine there will be more of those moments. But at least now I know what's coming, man.
Yeah, now you can be a little bit more prepared.
Yes.
From the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Old National Bank, get old. Good morning, Vince. Mine hit me when I was watching my daughter play her last volleyball game.
Sports will get you.
Yep, she scored the winning point to win the match, and that made the tears flow down my face knowing she accomplished everything she wanted to in her volleyball career. Here's another one.
Dude, I got chills just on that.
Yep.
I put myself there, right? Watching your kid, last volleyball match, winning point, win the match.
Yep. Done. Yeah, and then there you go. Well, Vince, now that you ruined my makeup, that's how this 414 text starts. Last choir concerts are very tough. Last football games are too.
For sure. 855-616-1620 if you want to share that moment that it hit you with a graduating senior, high school, college. Let me go to Anna this morning. Anna's with us from Milwaukee. Hi, Anna. Anna, good morning.
Hello,
you want to share
morning.
your story with us?
Hi. Yes. Good morning. Thank you. I have 3 children, and my oldest went off to school in Madison, probably, I don't even know, like in 2012. And I remember he was always my great kid and always did really well in high school and school. And when we took him to Madison, the whole time we were putting him in his dorm, I was just a wreck. And I remember his roommate was just like comforting me. And I mean, we're talking Madison. I mean, I can't even imagine what he's going through with his daughter going to New York. So I bawled the whole way home. My ex-husband was just like, oh my God, like rolling his eyes like, okay, this is.
So it was the drop-off that got you, huh? And it was that day when you were about to leave him there on the doorstep.
The drop-off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And
I'll
like
be
I
ready
said,
for mine. Thanks for
Madison's
sharing
only an hour
that.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go to Edward this morning. Edward's with us on the Old National Bank talk and text line. What did it for you, Edward?
Well, my daughter went to Belmont University in Nashville, and we drove on a Friday night all night to get her there for her Saturday check-in because they have check-in times. So I was there with that day, getting her all set up, and then the next day there was a ceremony, and then we went to Target and had something to eat. So then now I'm taking her back to her dorm, and I'm going to be heading back to Milwaukee, and I get about a mile down the road, and I'm just bawling like a little baby. It just hit me right between the eyes. This is my oldest daughter, and now it's like somebody stabbed me in the heart. It was an experience I had no idea, and I had to pull over to the side of the road and try to collect myself.
So you got out of there.
I'll tell you.
You got out of there clean, and then it hit you.
Yep, I got out of there clean. I got a mile down the road. And I'm thinking to myself, what just happened here?
And you said that
because it was a weekend experience.
Yeah, you said that was your oldest, Edward. Is it easier or harder when it's your youngest then?
When my other daughter went to UW-Madison, and I remember, checking her in at hers, and it wasn't quite as tough the second time, but it hit my wife and I because she was along on the second trip. She wasn't on the trip to Belmont. But when you leave your kid for the first time somewhere else, it hits you.
Thanks for sharing that, Edward. Appreciate it. One more here on the phone, 855-616-1620. Mike with us this morning. Hey, Mike.
Good morning, guys. How are you? Happy Thursday.
Yes, doing well. What's happening?
So, of course, my daughter's graduation from high school, but as I told Pancake, it hit me long before that. I remember it was like at the end of the summer, it was right before she started kindergarten, and I was we were walking through the forest reserve, and it just hit me. It's like things are really going to change now. She's going to be going to school all day long instead of, a couple hours at preschool. And,
Mike, you big softy. It got you in kindergarten?
Oh, my God. It actually got me early, so each time, grade school, junior high, and high school was, a little bit, I was a little more prepared.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, for me, when the kindergarten and the grade school and the middle school graduations, that I was checking my watch on that.
So this is funny because my wife, we just sold our patio, or not our patio set, I'm sorry, our jungle gym. So we had a gym set, just like, a play set there in the yard, and we sold that. So some guy came and dug it out and took it away, and my wife was struggling with that. It was just a play set outside in the yard. But listen to this text from the 414. This completely resonates with me, completely caught up with work and logistics and planning. We had our tree cut down this week. Just another day till it came down and all the memories of it in our life came flooding back. I was surprised I even cared, LOL, but it was emotional, surprisingly. Yes. I'm in my 20s. I don't have kids, but that tree was an emotional moment, LOL.
There are those triggers out there. One more as we send it to break. My parents sent me to school in a U-Haul truck. 8:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Did you know that the brownie was invented in Chicago for the World's Fair? It's true. Discover the Chicago neighborhoods and stories you didn't know about on a Chicago Food and City tour. Enjoy a delicious brownie and all of the other Chicago-style dishes on our Iconic Foods of Chicago tour. Immerse yourself in our culturally rich neighborhood tours of Chinatown and Pilsen. Or explore the best of Restaurant Row on a West Loop tour, perfect for food lovers. Meet us in Chicago for your next weekend getaway. Book your tours at chicagofoodtours.com.
It's big, it's sleek, and it's powerful. Hi, everybody. It's Debbie Loziga for Hall Automotive, and I've got to tell you, I got a whole weekend to drive around with the all-new, first-ever mild hybrid CX-90, and that thing is sweet. Has great pickup with a stronger engine than my CX-30, and it still gets stellar mileage. Rides like a dream, and with all the available bells and whistles like the heads-up display and the 360 backup camera, you can't go wrong. And when you get a look at it, you can't help but think, do you know how much I could possibly haul around in this thing? It's amazing. Give Hall Mazda in Brookfield a call if you are at all curious about this gorgeous car. I still love my CX-30, but that 90 is haul good.
In my job, I never held back. I played hurt, and I pushed through the pain. Sound familiar?
Football legend Emmitt Smith had a reputation for just grinding through the injuries and pain over and over. That may be you. And QC Kinetics sees patients every day who are exhausted from dealing with the persistent pain.
A lot of you work physically demanding jobs. You stand, you climb, you bend down, you reach up. And if you have joint pain, it takes all you got to earn a living. But it's time you know about QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the leaders in regenerative treatments, help relieve that debilitating joint pain without surgeries or downtime. These are natural solutions that use your body's own healing properties to give you lasting relief from the soreness and achiness.
You got a job to do. I get it. But now you don't have to suffer through the pain. Check out my friends over at QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535. 535.
8:30 here on Wisconsin's Morning News. Get the news headlines here in a moment. A couple more texts there you wanted to share. You liked one?
Some good one here. I was fine until drop-off. Nearly lost it when I had to take her to the airport to go back after winter break even. Another one saying, oh my gosh, I'm not ready. My kid has 8 years yet to go and I'm not ready.
Already not ready.
Then there's this one. Vince, are you going to be emotional when you get rid of your old patio door?
I'm going to be emotional, all right.
Exciting moment there, though.
I should do a video stomping on it. Man, that thing comes in and out at like it's the door, and then there's the screen door. They're separate, right? So what I'm going to get from Pella is going to be like it's all one unit, right?
Which is awesome.
But now I have like a door that opens to the inside, and then you've got that.
You know what's going to hit you?
Stuck.
It's going to hit you when you drop it off at the dump and you're driving home from the dump with the old one that you just threw away. You're going to drive back, and all of a sudden, the memories are going to flood in.
The montage of me when it actually literally goes off the rails. 17 minutes before guests are coming.
You're going to have to stay in the car and fix everything. You're going to be all emotional, all your eyes all welling up.
Can't believe I haven't destroyed that thing already. 8:31 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center.
Let's get right to the roads, Debbie.
All right, westbound 94, still going to be heavy, but that accident at Elm Grove Road has been cleared out of the way. So good news, it's going to get better. Northbound on the bypass, though, pretty heavy from Oklahoma Avenue all the way up through the Zoo Interchange, all the way past Swan Boulevard. Northbound 43 is backing up right from Fond du Lac Avenue through to Capitol Drive through that construction zone there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by Built Right Furniture, Leather and Mattresses.
For affordable, better quality furniture and mattresses, you've got to get to Built Right today. Built Right Furniture saves you money. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Weekend looking really good for the holiday. We'll have some sun today. Still cool, though. A high of 64 inland. Tonight, clear, a low of 39 inland. Friday, sunny and pleasant, a high of 70. Saturday, beautiful, a high of 76. Sunday, partly cloudy, a high of 80. Monday, Memorial Day, sunny and a high of 80 degrees. Right now, 50 degrees in Milwaukee. Time now for news about your money in the Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is going to start down 124. The NASDAQ starting up 178, and the S&P is up 22. Annex Wealth Management, know the difference. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:33.
On a hot summer day, when I walk through that door, I want to feel that cold air. Because we both know that is a great feeling. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. There's going to be a day when that AC of yours just isn't cranking like it used to. And that's when you want someone there fast, fixing it right the first time, because they've been doing it a long time. 20 service techs with over 20 years of experience. When you're in an AC emergency, see the man in the red van.
Quality heating, quality heating.
The true variable speed capacity compressor on the Armstrong Air Pro Series is for the AC fanatic. Rather than running at 1 or even 2 speeds, this compressor changes its speed in small, precise increments and adjusts cooling up and down like a dimmer switch. So temperatures are held exactly where you want them, even in extremely hot weather. If you're an AC fanatic, this is the unit you want.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
When you say Hasselus Mattress doesn't have employees, it's not a trick just so you can jump out and yell, surprise, right?
No.
So, no surprises?
Well, now through Monday, get a $200 credit on your new Sealy Posturepedic or Beaterest mattress just for shopping local.
I'm feeling faint.
Free next day delivery, too. Surprise! Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
8:35 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Thursday morning. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is now officially in the race. We were talking through this with you yesterday about how that rollout was going to go out, sort of unique and different. He was going to officially announce that he was joining the GOP race for the presidential nomination on Twitter and in a sort of live forum with Twitter CEO Elon Musk. We questioned at the time, how was that going to go? How'd it go, Eric?
Well, memorable, I guess.
I think we've got just a massive number of people online, so it's servers are straining somewhat.
Yeah. So the servers are strained a bit. That was Elon Musk there trying to explain. Okay, things aren't perfect.
When it was on, that's what you got when you were like tuned in or checked in on the Twitter thing.
And then a little bit more.
There's 382,000 people on.
A lot of people coming on.
So let's see.
So
just keep crashing, huh?
Keeps crashing. Like basically just
is that DeSantis right there? Like, what's going on here?
There's way too many people. So what do you do? Let's let this go for a bit. They get things figured out.
Your presidential launch is important to us at Twitter. Please stand by.
Yeah, so it wasn't the best.
You may be seeking the highest office in the land.
The first 20 minutes
Please stand by.
Weren't phenomenal, but then they did get it together.
Oh, I am running for president of the United States to lead our great American comeback.
So Governor DeSantis was able to make the announcement and have some fun and get through it all, but too late. There's already too many.
Oh, how did the internet respond to this, Eric?
Some of DeSantis' opponents were quick to mock the technical difficulties. The Trump campaign labeled the launch Ron's disaster. President Biden tweeted the caption, "This link works."
Hey, look, folks, you want to click on a link?
This one works.
I got a link.
Check
folks.
this. So, yeah.
Look,
so
hey.
The opponent's kind of ripping that. So here's what's interesting, though. So it was remarkable that this is the new world that we're living in, this idea of some type of town hall. You had all these people trying to get in. So it's not a bad thing that I suppose so many people were trying to hear it. It kept cutting out. It was choppy, but it did finally get figured out. I'm just surprised that they were surprised.
Right?
I mean, if you're making an announcement like this, you should anticipate that the servers maybe strained a bit. Like that could be a thing that happens.
I don't know how you stress test that, right? How you replicate all these hundreds of thousands of people trying to hit it at once, but there has to be a way just to make sure that it's up and running. Yeah,
do some coding.
Well, somebody mentioned on the Old National Bank talk and text line, well, didn't they fire everybody at Twitter? Maybe there were some people there who were supposed to be in charge
right.
of that.
Well, and then there's also some conspiracy theorists out there who
Yes.
think that this was all done intentionally.
To sabotage it.
Yes.
Do you have the one clip where the guy from Twitter sounds like a tech guy who was supposed to be helping them through there? You can hear him.
Oh, in
Do you know
the
which one I was talking
background?
about?
I'm not sure if I have that specific
That's right. I can mimic
one.
it. He says, well, this is obviously we're having some technical issues. A really extraordinary number of people trying to join.
Yeah. It's Musk him talking. Yeah, and again, like
That
who's
was
surprised by that?
Twitter guy's spin on it. Like, this is actually positive since so many people are here ruining this moment.
So he did do traditional cable news. After the fact, he joined Fox News and talked to Trey Gowdy.
I can't promise you that I won't crash, but Fox News will not crash during this interview. Governor DeSantis, if you broke Twitter, my daughter and the Kardashians are going to be very upset with you. I don't think that's what
Oh, boy. So now it's officially moving on, though. So where does this go from here? So he makes his grand announcement. This was anticipated. So how does he fare against the front runner?
New Marquette University Law School poll is out this morning. Got some really interesting numbers on the presidential race. I'll read this to you, then I'll back up and tell you the specs of the poll and a couple of other things. But since we're mentioning DeSantis and Trump, the Republican race stacks up this way among Republican registered voters in this poll. So this is a nationwide survey. Marquette often will conduct Wisconsin-only surveys for politics that are local and germane to us, but this is a nationwide survey in the Republican race for president. Among Republican registered voters, your front runner, former President Donald Trump, 46%. DeSantis next at 25%, and then a huge drop-off here, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley at 5%, and then everybody else down below. A couple of people, who's the former governor of New Jersey, Christie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got an asterisk in this poll. Like, who? What?
Because maybe?
Right, just like not even registering. So that's how the race with all the candidates stacks up. 46% for Trump, DeSantis at 25%, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley 5%.
Well, where's Scott at? Where's Senator Tim Scott?
He was like 3%. But he's only just launched, right?
Yeah, he just started.
So head-to-head, now this is what's interesting. Head-to-head, when Republican voters were asked, okay, if in your state it comes down to it's Trump or DeSantis, which one? You have to pick one of these two. And it was 52% for former President Trump, 48% for Governor DeSantis. So I guess if you're Governor DeSantis, that's a ray of hope, right? You come in and say, that's beatable. I can make up that margin. In fact, the margin of error for the poll was 4%. If you can get it down to a two-person race and get everybody else in the clown car out, can I go head-to-head with former President Trump and win those late primaries? Perhaps. But this is interesting to note. That number in November, head-to-head, Trump or DeSantis, MU poll 7 months ago, DeSantis over Trump 60-40.
So what happened?
Made up 20 points plus.
And that's all you think because of all the legal stuff?
President Trump has found a way to use the legal strikes against him to his advantage. Even when he loses in court, he's used it to his advantage within the base.
I mean, the special investigation into the January 6th stuff is supposed to pop up here pretty soon. Still have the
document. It might drive his number higher.
Still have the document issue.
Could drive it higher.
And and then he will be in court. He has to be in court for that situation in New York with the hush money. That'll be next year during the campaign.
President Trump still very popular within the party. A couple other numbers I'll share with you in the Marquette University Law School poll. Things that I took out of it I thought were interesting. Head-to-head nationally. So this would be President Joe Biden versus the two leading Republican candidates among registered voters. If you had to pick one or the other, President Biden or former President Trump, Trump 52% versus Biden's 47%, and that is outside the margin of error of about 4%. We mentioned Governor DeSantis just having launched on Florida. Head-to-head with President Biden, DeSantis leads that poll 52% to 48%. Some troubling news for the president just because heretofore his best case for re-election, well, you're too old or you're too this or Democrats aren't excited about you. Yeah, but I can beat Trump. Yeah, but I can beat Trump. I'm the one who can beat Trump. And none of these other guys will. And now you have DeSantis, at least in this poll, leading Biden. And you also have former President Trump leading President Biden. So that's not good news for the sitting president. Small sample size in this one. It was fewer than 1,000 voters. And it's a nationwide survey. So we should also point out when we actually get down to the brass tacks of the presidential election, you have to win states.
Yeah, Electoral College.
It's not the popular vote. So it does you no good to rack up tons and tons of votes in states where your party is popular. Red state, blue state. Your margin of victory there, not terribly important, unless you're one of those states that portions out your electors. But Wisconsin is a winner-take-all state, and so are most of the others. So you don't get exactly an accurate picture of how the electoral politics would play out, who wins state by state. That's why Wisconsin still remains relevant. But still, in this nationwide survey, which is what we have, that's what we're looking at. The other thing that I thought was interesting, Eric, is who will turn this election. Like you look at the number of elections in Wisconsin. You got a certain number of Republicans, you got a certain number of Democrats, and people that lean that way. And typically what will happen, although you can debate that it hasn't happened as much on the GOP side of late, but once those nominees are chosen, once it's either or, the parties align behind their candidate.
Of course.
So you would assume if
usually.
Yes. And I put that asterisk to it, but not the point of this discussion. Generally speaking, particularly on a national level, right? So if President Biden does follow through on his reelection bid, he's the nominee for the Democrats. Like him or not, Democrats are going to vote for him. Like the nominee or not on the GOP side, Republicans generally will vote for that person. There's that middle group of people who say, I vote for candidates, not for party, who will turn the election then in the swing states, like Wisconsin. So I'm looking at the unfavorable ratings for a number of these candidates. So they asked, do you view this person favorably? Do you view them unfavorably? Or another category is don't know enough yet. Okay, so for the sitting president, for President Biden right now, unfavorable rating at 66%, and this is among independent voters. 66%, two-thirds of independent voters have an unfavorable view of President Biden. Caveat there is favorable, unfavorable, and don't know enough. Among independents, when asked about President Biden, 12% said they don't know enough. What?
How is that possible?
What is it that you need to see here?
Right? The sitting commander-in-chief.
Right. who was in Congress for 278 years before that, and then was vice president, and now is president. What? Are you unfamiliar with him? Like, what is it that you need to see? Look around your life. Are things going okay? Do you think the country's on the right track? You know who the guy is in office? Make your call. I'd still like to see more from President Biden here before I make my decision. Worse for former President Trump, his unfavorables among independents, 73%. When you hear folks say he's not electable, those are the numbers that are concerning if you're a supporter of President Trump. Is he electable when you take into account those folks who don't commit to one side or another? Can he win any of those folks over? Unfavorables at 73%. Governor DeSantis does the best here among the three. 44% unfavorable rating. His don't know enough yet rating is the highest among them as well at 37%. That's fair. He just got in the race yesterday. Unless you're super plugged into politics, listening to probably this station a lot and really into the horse race, probably don't know a lot about Governor DeSantis as of yet. But that's how the race stacks up. Again, the Marquette University Law School poll out today, that nationwide survey. An early snapshot at the race for president. 8:46 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We've got just a massive number of people online, so it's serves as restraining somewhat.
Your candidacy is important to us.
Well, westbound 94, a little bit good news. That accident at Elm Grove Road has been cleared out of the way. Northbound on 894 through the zoo all the way up past Watertown Plank Road, that is going to be a heavy spot. But for the rest of the area, that's actually looking pretty good. Westbound 894 between Loomis and Forest Home, we got a heavy spot there. And then northbound on 43 from about Keefe all the way through the Capitol Drive area and up past Hampton Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Tri-County Contracting, offering their worry-free roof tune-up. Look, the kind of roofing company that I trust is one that will gladly tell me I don't need to replace my roof. In fact, that's exactly what Chuck and his guys out at Tri-County Contracting told me when they were up on my rooftop earlier this spring. I knew I had a relatively new roof, but I hadn't been up there myself, which is generally a good idea to have a look around or inspect anything. And how would you know something's wrong unless somebody's up there? You can get Tri-County Contracting on top of your house as we get into summer. Here's what the worry-free roof tune-up includes. They'll put some new rubber collars around the plumbing and vent pipes, new caulking around chimney and flashing. They'll seal up those bathroom vents and more. They'll replace any loose or missing shingles. Only $650 regardless of the size of your home or roof. You can get Tri-County Contractors up there to have a look around and replace what needs to be done. Extend the life of your roof with Tri-County Contracting. It's 262-217-8150 or TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Wealth-changing question. Is your investment portfolio really customized? Some advisors say they customize them, but all they really do is ask you a few questions, then put all your money in a model portfolio. Here at Creative Planning, each of our private wealth management clients' portfolios is unique. Your investment mix will be based on your custom financial plan. If that's not how your money's managed, you're not getting the customization you deserve. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
The Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson presents the world's greatest live tribute show, Legends in Concert, direct from London, featuring tributes to Elton John, Freddie Mercury, Adele,
Hello, how are you?
Rod Stewart, and Dusty Springfield. These incredible artists, backed by a live band, deliver one of the most spectacular concerts you'll ever see. Every ticket at the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Order your tickets now. Call 800-477-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. See Legends in Concert, direct from London, live on stage, June 1st through July 16th, exclusively at the Fireside Theater.
The next time you're
Due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands.
Don't miss out on the Memorial Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. For 2 weeks, enjoy 35% off Norwalk Upholstery. Norwalk Furniture is an Ohio-based company specializing in handcraft upholstered furniture since 1902. Create a sofa or chair as unique as you are with our thousands of customizable options. If you want spectacular discounts on the best furniture you'll ever own, stop in at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield and Highway 100 in Greenfield. Memorial Day sale ends June 5th.
8:51 on Wisconsin's Morning News. I want you to tell me the skinny jeans story again, but quickly, a couple of texts that we got on our last conversation. I'm a longtime conservative. I won't vote for President Trump nor Ron DeSantis, looking more towards Tim Scott, Asa Hutchinson, or Nikki Haley. I guess I'm in the minority. And yeah, the problem with that is, right, someone else texted, we are talking about an election that's a year and a half away. Indeed. But for those single-digit pollers, it's very tough for them to fundraise and gain traction. And so you may not ever have the opportunity to learn more about them. It doesn't take long to run out of money. And if you're in the single digits and you're someone, maybe I'm a big old rich donor, who am I going to throw a bunch of money at? Somebody I think has a chance to win.
I'm interested to see what happens in August here in Milwaukee. Supposed to host the first primary debate on the Republican side. We'll see who's all there.
At that point, I still hope everybody's in. I want the whole clown car. I want everybody. 8:52. So what now? No skinny jeans?
Skinny jeans are out. Gen Z has already said they're uncool for women, and now guys, you don't have to squeeze into them either. An influencer on TikTok posted a simple video showing men ditching the skinny and moving on to the baggier, wider leg trousers, the cargo pants, and the relaxed denim. So the tight skinny jeans, no more. Back to the bagginess that we all know.
Which I'm entirely fine with. I've long been a baggy pants guy. But then
you never transitioned out to begin with?
I did because I had to, because who dresses you?
Well, I dress myself. You're going to suggest that Angie gets my clothes for me?
Yeah, not actually gets them for you, but who, when you're rolling out...
I will ask her advice on most, yes.
I don't even have to ask. Those are the pants you're wearing then. What? Right?
I should put these on.
That's how that starts. That's your shirt then. Yep.
See, sometimes Angie doesn't mention that to me until after we're already out someplace. I don't know if that matches.
No, I'm kind of like not.
Come on, throw me a bone.
No, I'm not allowed out in that. Or if I want to make a thing of it. But my issue with that is, I prefer from a comfort standpoint. I've always preferred baggier pants, but it's not the style, whatever. But what always happens to me is by the time I switch out, then. Now we're already ditching the new current style.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of ties. There's always the fat tie, then the thin tie, then the fat tie, then the thin tie.
Yeah, it's always back and forth. Right now, where are we with the thin tie? Is that going out again?
I mean, I assume thin ties are out.
For a while, it was so thin, it looked like they were wearing a shoelace. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Is that a string tie?
Right, I got half a yard of fabric around my neck.
So, yes, I believe they're back to them. I don't think it's on super fat, but I believe the normal...
It's kind of slimish, right?
Yeah.
There was a while when
tie.
There was a while when the big fat tie was back.
Right, when they're turn of the century when it was really fat there for a bit.
The big knot was like the size of your fist
around
the thing. Yeah, you had to really invest in some fabric there.
It'll come back.
You know what's funny?
It always does.
You know how expensive some super expensive ties are? Right? Like
yes,
it's absurd. It's absurd.
Do.
You can get a whole suit for like less than what a tie costs in some cases.
Ridiculous.
But
there's no reason for that.
The other observation is no matter how much fabric, the tie still costs the same. Still buy a $125 tie that's either a ½ inch wide or 3 inches wide. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Because what we're really buying is the fashion, trendy sense of the designers.
Yeah,
yes,
the style and the look.
Okay, so I'm not ditching my skinny jeans based on one report that you've offered this morning.
The TikToker is not going to do it for you? Okay.
But I watch closely. 8:55 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
WTMJ's Steve Scafidi.
I'm not hard on men. I'm hard on dumb men. Next question. Anybody can say things. And boy, elected officials are really good at that. You got to punish them. Even if it's your own